And welcome
We actually
back
got it.
to this, our 9th episode of the Chronicles of Telmora, featuring 2 players down at the start of the episode. They will both be in later, but currently present and ready to play, we have Ned, played by Norvin. Eerily silent. Love it. We have Bellum Calloway,
Fueled
played
my
by
bag
Connor.
energy drink. My bad, I was muted.
Off to a great start.
Wonderful start. Bellum
bang.
Calloway, played by Connor.
It's Yart backwards.
Is it?
I don't have words. I don't have words. This is how this
That's 'cause
is
there
going
aren't
to be
any.
today. Okay. And Kakaz, played by Shane.
The wall comes for you.
Finally. A normal introduction. And then we have Fractal, played by Pyro, who will be with us later, as well as Sutha, played by Nito, who will also be with us later. So, where last we left our intrepid party last week, the party finished making their trek to Bellum's Grove in the mountains and forests of Vandor Carolora. They made it there after a shocking battle with a storm boar and some electric serpents just outside of the barrier. Were allowed passage through the barrier into Fractal's Grove, provided that they had no ill will and no intention to harm anyone within. However, that it was not determined by the defenders of the Grove, but rather some innate force present in the barrier itself. So, they wandered around a little bit for maybe like 5 minutes. Ned wandered around a bit more, and then Bellum made a brief stop back at his home before making his way over to the herbalist's hut. They discussed briefly outside the door of the hut, quite loudly. And just as Bellum was about to go in, a figure bumped into him, and he looked up into the face of a furbolg with blue fur and pink hair. That of Laura Lee Calloway, his mother. And that's where we're going to pick back up.
There's Nito.
Hi, Nito.
Hey, Nito.
Hey, what's going on?
Just started because Pyro was AFK for a minute.
Yeah, speaking of... welcome to my grove, I guess?
Oh, no, it's not your grove. Sit down, son.
I think you might have said fractals.
Yeah, I think
Did
yeah.
I?
You definitely you tripped over my name, so I was confused. I just sat down, like, welcome to Fractal's Grove. I'm like, oh shit, already?
Here's your armor, Fractal. Let me take it off. Here you go. It's your backstory
that's
now.
why you were making that. I thought you were making some sort of joke about how you were going to take it over. Well, I didn't even notice I did that. Thank you for pointing it
It's
over.
my
It is
job to
Bellum's
take
grove.
it over.
Anyway.
So Bellum, you've just bumped into your mother.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bellum?
Hi, Mom.
She just pulls you into this crushing hug.
Which is a feat, because he's still wearing his armor.
I'll never stop him.
The feat is called Mom.
Yeah. Just... And
Guaranteed grapple.
He freezes up for a second and then goes into an equally strong hug, maybe a little bit arcanely stronger, just together.
She doesn't seem to mind. I'm so glad to see that you're safe. Your father told me that you've been safe. He's been keeping an eye on you, but I can't help but worry.
He's been keeping an eye on me?
Of course. You know that your father can scry on people.
I guess it slipped my mind that he would take the time each day. Or every so often, at least.
Every day, Bellum.
He
wanted to make sure you were okay.
He had an interesting way of showing that when I was leaving.
And I'm not happy about that. But it wasn't his choice.
I think I need to talk to him at some point about it, but I wanted to come and see you first.
I'm glad
No.
you're home.
Well, you need to go put up your portion so we can get
Huh?
it put up.
What?
Go put up your portion so you can eat later or whatever.
Yeah, Fractal, go put up your portion.
So anyway.
I'm so glad you're home.
I'm glad to be back.
So, I take it Aster found you then.
Yeah, he traveled all the way down to Zion, where I was doing some mercenary work with my. Oh, you should meet my friends. They're and I gesture over to I think you said Cogas and Fractor were like slowly slinking away. I started this encounter last session. As you all were, like,
Ned was here
receding.
too. Ned had just met back up with you guys.
Oh,
So Ned's there smiling up at you
Excuse
guys.
Bless him.
Oh,
just
hello.
doing those. This is the We actually don't have a group name. I'm just now realizing we've done some jobs together, traveling, but we haven't put the name yet. I'll have to put that on the docket. But this is us. Name pending.
Hello, name pending. So who all is here with name pending?
Well, this is
I think you'll have
Fractal.
to shout out to get Kagas and Fractal to not leave. Because we're trying to skitter away.
I see you
Oh, he's-
leaving. I know you don't live here. I know what you look like and I can find you.
Oh, actually, I lived here for about a month, I think. On rent. Yeah. I gotta go check on my property rights. He's just trying to look away.
None of those words mean anything to these people. At all.
You can certainly try, but I guarantee you will find no success.
I'll be damned. Alright, Clarky, let's get this over with. He's putting up his stuff. He's gonna grab Fractal in like a fucking chokehold kind of, except like the friendly kind. No strangling involved. And just pull him over. Yeah, we're here, I guess.
So, I guess I'll introduce everyone. This is Ned. He's our people person. He's very good at finding us connections and things of that nature.
That's
Howdy.
Shorty.
Hello.
He'll give
Yeah,
you a
he's
little
good
bit
at
of stare.
he's good at
Resident
skanking
sneaky
kids. Yeah, that's right. There's not much purple on him. I guess he ain't needed too much.
Well, I suppose speaking of purple, then you'll gesture over to Sutha. This is Sutha, the Half-Light, our resident cleric, healer, and general support caster.
And real tanky, this one.
She chuckles it, but as you look at Sutha, she has the biggest blush on her face as she's looking at Bellum's mother.
Uh-oh.
I will remind everyone that Bellum's mom. Let me pull her picture out. Looks like this.
Pretty sure you shared it.
Yeah,
I'm sharing
did,
it
yeah.
again, in
Yeah,
case anyone forgot.
you make a
She-
move. I swear.
she is blushing hard. Oh.
Oh, fuck my life.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Calloway.
It's a pleasure
Well-
to meet you. She shakes everyone's hand as she's introduced to them.
And this is, I'll go Fractal last, but this is Cogas, was it Iron Jaw? Or do you still go by Iron Jaw as a
He
suffix?
flicks his jaw and it keeps making the ping noise. I don't know, Lanky, what do you think?
I don't know if you were branching out for anything new.
The
Nah,
toughest git in the world.
that's
See
right.
that?
Ain't nobody tougher. He's gonna keep his arms crossed. If she tries to do a handshake, he's gonna be like,
Seeing
"Ah."
that he keeps his arms crossed, she just gives you a respectful, like, sup nod. She's good at reading people, you gather.
That handshake thing, that's a little more of a contest of strength than a greeting.
Fair enough.
And I think we going for that in this case.
And then, lastly, is our compatriot Fractal. He's the general. He's our resident arcane specialist.
Oh.
I'm not sure what Fractal would be doing at the moment. Just he's there. And as for my role, he gestures to the armor, general artifice specialist, and
I know what you do.
Yeah, Lanky's got that fancy stuff.
well, I never
Is-
knew. I never had a job here in the Grove yet, so I didn't know if you knew.
I mean, your
My
father did
skill.
tell me what he saw of you when he would watch.
Not true. You said every day. You wouldn't happen to have seen any particular events in recent history involving some caves?
Yes, I did see that.
Just this
Or at
look
least
in
discussions
Bellum's
of
eye.
aftermath.
Ah.
Have we learned our lesson?
No.
I'm convinced that there's just a severe lack in architecture education in this continent.
Darling, you would think with
It's-
how much time you spent in that cave up on the mountain, you would know how caves work by now.
It's super effective. Just
Come on, Lanky. Why are you letting your mom make fun of you like that already? We just met her.
I like him.
Everybody likes me. As at least all the ones that live long enough to give their opinions.
Ned flashes back to a poor goblin he put out of his misery.
Oh, Grot. Rest in peace,
If you were to bring
Grot.
that up,
No.
goblins ain't got opinions. Not in the least.
Rest in peace, Grot. I still have his character sheet archived.
Have you seen where Dad is? I was gonna go looking for him soon.
Well, he'd be with the council, dear.
Are they in a meeting?
Yes. She looks at you and I think you all still look a bit scruffed up from the fight. Not like terrible, but
Yeah.
she's like, I see you've run into some trouble on the way here. Did you see any of the creatures?
A few of them. I was a little bit phased by the fact that my armor, the magic granted to me by Celestian, had no effect on them.
What do you mean?
We ran into a boar that was made of lightning.
And small
seemed-
electric snakes.
When I impacted the large boar, its body shifted like it could just conduct the thunderous force through itself. And the same for any electric things I could throw at it.
That big son of a bitch chewed through my armor. I had to
Dude.
repair all that mess.
They
Oh,
are
it's
quite
metal.
troublesome, yes.
I need
hence
somebody
the,
to
to enchant it.
yeah, so I can get this shit kind of set up so they ain't chew through it no more.
Doggass,
Yeah,
don't cuss in front of parents. It's rude.
I cussed in front of my parents all the time.
Your
Yeah,
parents are
they-
different than our parents.
You knew your
We're-
parents.
For a little
Right.
bit. Till
Right,
they got
different.
crumped.
We're in
Well,
a
that
different
tra-
culture, Cog has.
Oh, culture this, culture that.
Well, if you're looking for
Everybody's
Um,
made of the same flesh and blood.
if you're looking for someone
There's-
to
Except for Gobos,
enchant
right?
it, I mean,
You're getting it now, except for gobos. They're made of nothing but cowardice
roses
Yeah,
are.
and fear.
All this talk of parents as fractals so there, just mentally, I say. I remember my motherboard.
Fuck, I almost did a spit take on my good mic. Right
If
as
I
figured
take
it
you
too.
apart and put you back together, Clanky, does that make me your dad?
No, it makes you a necromancer.
Mm.
Stares at mom for reaction mentioning necromancy.
I guess it would.
She, noticing that Fractal is a machine, she's like, that's an interesting take on that situation.
Or a very, very strange artifice.
I just think he's a mechanic at that point.
I agree with that.
Or an engineer, depending on what your good stat is.
But yes, we
Engineering
have had a great
is
deal.
design. Mechanic is repair.
Very true.
Hmm.
But we have had a great deal of problems with lightning and thunder recently. The clouds that Aster has seen coming our way, we've been able to see them now with the naked eye as well.
Bellum rummages through his bag and pulls out the prophecy paper he found. He goes, "Oh, that's a good point.
And Freckles' notes on it.
Can you help me identify? I think somebody in the village wrote this, but I'm not sure who." And he unfolds it and says, "Do you recognize the handwriting?"
I'm gonna have her make a specific kind of intelligence check, but I will not specify which.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, Lanky, I get your mum's pretty smart looking and all, but if we're gonna shove this in the face of every get here, we ain't gonna have time.
She says, well, it's no one that's here now. I don't recognize it. You might want to ask Vakinal.
What can all being...
The
Hey,
Keeper
Vakinal?
of Mysteries. Vakinal
Fuck
Donnelly.
all. Fucking all.
He sounds like fuck it all. that's funny.
He has been told
Another
this before.
slap on the thigh.
He is the Keeper of Histories of the Grove. He may recognize this in texts he's studied. But it's
Oh.
not anything I recognize.
I'll be sure to give him a visit here soon. There's a few more things I wanted to investigate, and I might have more questions for him. So,
Okay.
All about text.
I
You
went home
got
and set
anything
myself-
on the history of all this magic nonsense that's been chewed through my armor so I can read it?
Well, the armor chewing sounds a bit like a rust monster, but that's definitely not what these creatures are. It's probably just something to do with the conductivity of the metal and the thunder and lightning going through it. That's our best guess. That's why we've had to be creative with who we've sent out in defense patrols recently.
I've had a lot of axes taken by rust monsters and little gits.
Yes,
I
they are
have killed
quite troublesome.
thousands of rust monsters. They keep coming.
But you got a
I
magic
imagine
in
you
you.
would be a very good meal to them.
I know, that's why I killed thousands of them.
That's why
But
they
you
keep
got the
coming as
magic.
well.
Wouldn't that get in the way?
She
even
taps
the
her
score.
chin and she looks at you appraisingly, Fractal.
I'm worth a lot.
Hmm.
Our guy's gonna
may
look over
have an
Fractal.
idea
I
for
think
a
I got what the
solution
trade for the enchantment.
that. Give me a few days.
Fractal, Fractal's hand turns into a Glock. Go on.
Well, if you
Many
don't
have
want the
tried.
solution, I won't give it to you.
Oh, no, no, shut the coggers. What solution you talking about? The metal thing? By all means.
There we go. Give me a few days. I have some ideas. But the creatures, they seem to be drawn to this point. Somewhat to the northwest of the barrier, but it's getting increasingly closer.
That sounds like the approach.
Hmm.
The slow march. The slow march meant for two things. Conserve your energy and instill fear. Because if you ain't rushing in to try to get the upper hand, that means you're already planning on winning in the first place.
I understand where you're coming from, but This seems more of searching. The land is being scoured for something and they haven't found it yet. I fear for what happens when they do.
That's why they find something else, like a big old axe in their face.
I certainly hope so. So, are you going to go speak to your father?
Not yet. I
Okay.
Might be
That's what I
best
was
just to
thinking.
get that out of the way, Bellum.
I'd rather not be in front of the council at the moment. I'd like to wait until they're
I understand.
dispersed. Elsewise, they might have some.
I don't know when they will be. Kagaz, if you're looking for someone to enchant your armor, I would suggest seeking out Rose Lloyd. He's one of our defenders, but he does have a bit of a hand in crafting and slight enchantments. Nothing too elaborate.
To add on to that, Miss Calloway, no one perchance has any spell scrolls for sale here in this grove, do they?
We have spell scrolls, but for sale, we don't typically sell in the grove. It's more of equivalent exchange.
Great. We have to barter, great. Alright.
I see.
I mean, I'm certain that
Well-
bartering for you would be much easier than for people here. You
I feel like
probably
all
have a
we've
great
done
deal
is
you
do
could offer.
services for people.
That's racist.
Any sort of service.
Who said that? Was that Jordan? Or was it Alex?
Are you
Bellum is kind
planning
of
to travel
go ahead.
together with Bellum, or do you need directions anywhere if you're planning to split up?
I figure we can figure it out.
Very well. You are safe to split up. We are quite safe here while the barrier holds.
That's phrasing. I'm not worried.
We haven't seen signs of it cracking yet, but we know that the prophecy foretells of the barrier vanishing or being tampered with. We're not entirely certain, but Aster and Vakinal believe that it has something to do with the approaching storm clouds.
Maybe the cloud's got something in it, and it's gonna slap into your berry. And it's gonna piss all over it.
About some form of angry elemental.
We don't know yet.
And you'll try to shoot something into it. You know, magic gets.
Did you like the
I mean, possibly, but they're definitely not close enough yet.
bastard?
Well, I will leave you to it. I'm going to check on Chrysophene's progress.
What did she say? What progress?
Chrysophene's.
Josephine is.
Her apprentice.
I don't know her. Interesting.
She's on the Roll20. Or the World Anvil.
Is it the first name or last name?
First name.
No, the closest I see is a Carnelis.
Is she not visible? Hold on.
Oh, no, it's just with a K. Josephine. There she is. I got it. Josephine Inaba.
Yeah,
I see it.
there it is.
I was just looking for a C.
No, son.
Yeah.
She pulls you in for another hug and kisses the top of your head. Ruffles your
Which
hair.
isn't hard because he's fairly short. By Furbolg standards.
Yeah.
Actually, very short by Furbolg standards. He's only 6'10".
Ruffles your hair.
And he'll give her another hug, like at the waist and lift her up just a little bit. Before dropping her back down.
You're so strong. I'm glad to see you've grown strong.
I try to be. And he's going to kind of peel away from talking to her and start heading further into the village.
She goes back into what you know to be the herbalist's hut. You hear soft voices from within. You gather it's probably her checking on Christophine's progress, like she said.
Yeah. Bellum is going to go gather the party for a moment. And where would the council be meeting? What kind of building are they? Is it like
it is the largest of the largest and most permanent of the huts. Because some people some people in the Grove prefer to be a bit more nomadic, or they like to change their home with the season, so they don't build a permanent structure. But the council, since it needs a definitive place to meet and some relative guarantee of privacy, it is the most permanent structure. So it is a wood and stone building that is towards the northeastern edge of the Grove.
Okay. Bellum will pull everybody in towards his family house, which is somewhere amidst, probably closer to the meeting since his father's a council member.
It is, yeah. It's yeah.
And he's going to ask, does anyone have any way to make me invisible?
Yes.
Can you do so?
Smack. You're invisible.
Technically, if I throw you high enough, they ain't see you.
Yeah, so he doffs his armor so he doesn't have disadvantage on his stealth and clanking everywhere.
Keep in mind, that was my last my last second level spell. Enjoy.
Okay. And he's going to say, I want to go see what they're doing and talking about before they realize they can listen in. If you all could stealth as well, that might be good, but
let's say about 60 feet back.
And Bellum is going to, with his armor off, so he doesn't have disadvantage on... we're basically just not causing the noise. He's going
Ned will follow.
Once I'm sure he's far enough away, I lean up into Kaga's. Should I leave the invisibility on the whole time? I could just drop concentration.
You gonna drop it?
I'm not sure if I should. If it feels mean.
What's he doing again?
Sneaking about on his father unit.
The whole council.
So Connor, are you going around the building? Are you trying to go in?
Is there some way that he can get in and listen into them? Like stand in the room and look at them?
Here's what I will tell you. Bellum has never actually been in the council chambers.
Fair.
So you don't exactly know the layout, or how it's built. I was gonna say how it's laid out, but I just said that. So you don't really know what the inside is like at all. And you know that listening from the outside is gonna be a bit difficult because, as I said, they need a relative guarantee of privacy, so it is somewhat soundproofed. You can hear that there are people inside because they want to have some of it where you can basically hear if people are in there talking.
Fair.
So that if people are looking for someone that is a council member, you can hear that people in the council are talking and they're probably discussing. But you can't make out anything. There is the large double doors up on the front that everyone knows is the entrance. Would you like to try them?
Yes.
They are locked.
Ned is here with him, right?
Yeah.
Bellum will... Hang on, I need to check the wording on a magic item and see if I can turn it into Thieves' Tools.
I have a set.
You have a code.
Well,
That is a rogue.
Invisible hand, tap, tap. And if there's a hanging lock, it swings a little bit.
No, it's set into the doors.
He just, grabs your hand and points towards the lock with your finger. Just kind of...
No,
And
if
Ned
it
will
if it were
go.
a hanging lock like a padlock, I would have told you. You wouldn't have had to try it for that. It's visible.
Fair.
And Ned will go, not that kind of rogue. I
Well,
can try, but
He
not
grabs
that
the
kind of
tools from your
rogue.
hand. If you're holding them out, that is.
Yeah, I didn't pull him out. I mean,
Oh.
if you like insist on him trying, he will try.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get in here, so yeah.
That's a dex check, right?
Yeah, you should have proficiency with them as a rogue, so it would be dexterity plus proficiency. I think. Yeah.
Oh
Woo!
my fucking god.
Dear Lord.
Wait, Connor, I've got you. Give him the 7. Oh.
Can I drop a
no, I don't
meteor
think
on
I'm going
Fractal yet?
to. Well, unfortunately, Ned, your
still
tools
good.
do break off in the lock.
Let me just take off
So
Porton and
further
delete.
checks made would
Can I?
be at a higher difficulty because there is now.
Well, I don't even have thief tools anymore, so I can't.
Right.
I have
I'll just
some.
hold up the broken tools at Bellum and go, not that kind of rogue.
You
I
can't
was over
see
on the
him, but you can
bench.
feel anger. And Bellum is going to take out his tinker
Actually,
tools.
no, son of a
Oh.
bitch. No, back up. I'm a fucking
You're a
halfling.
fucking halfling.
Hey.
14. Okay. They don't break. That's good. They don't break. You
Reality rewind.
insert the tools and the torsion wrench into the lock and you're trying to feel for it. And you feel like you have all of the tumblers in the correct place, but then as you turn it, it shifts and you feel like there's some piece that you didn't quite get correct, but you're not sure what. You're almost there, but you feel like not quite.
Alright, I'll give it one more shimmy.
Bellum also has thieves' tools that he can do this with.
23.
Yeah.
With that, you successfully you reach back a little further, kind of getting the point that it turned, but not all the way. And you reach back and you find an almost hidden tumbler back in the back that you then click into place. And then the lock turns. And it is unlocked.
Ned will take a step back and just kind of motion for the door.
I need to open the door for me and pretend like you're just looking around. Don't pretend like I'm not here.
The door was locked. They would know something.
If they see a door open and no one's there, they're going to be suspicious about me being invisible.
If the door opens and I'm standing there, they're going to be suspicious that I unlocked the door that was locked.
Bellum goes to open the door.
Bellum.
Mhm.
As you open the door, you come face to face with a squat, round, sturdy, furbolg in armor that is brandishing, I believe it is, yeah, it's a great club, holding it up. She's about to, and then she stops, seeing no one.
He will slide into the room.
Gradually and pokes forward towards the
Ned
door.
went into hiding once the door opened.
Yeah, but you gather this was someone that, and what is everyone's passive perceptions?
Low. 11.
15.
14. Me and Caucasus are off in the distance, leaning against a tree, watching this go down.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't have noticed this, but Sutha and Ned, you both noticed that a little bit after the clicking of the lock, the successful click of the lock, the voices inside stopped, and there was the sound of footsteps walking towards the door. That's who you gather is at the door, who prods forward with her great club, gathering someone must have opened this door. And so she pokes forward. Bellum, make me a dexterity save to try and sneak around this great club from someone who is standing in the doorway.
Is she actively swinging it?
She is, so she's thrusting it forward almost like a fencing foil. Trying to, like, hit anything that's there.
Interesting.
Because
okay.
she's going, she knows that invisibility is something that can happen. She's trying to figure out, you gather that this is probably the person who was set to guard the council while they were in session. And that when they heard the door get unlocked, they sent her to go check on what that was.
Okay.
So when the door opened, she was ready to attack someone and saw no one there. So now she's
That
going
fucking door.
invisible?
So, can I think I never actually sold it. I forgot to go and actually do it. I still have the 50 GP Crystal Praise on me. Can I drop it and kick it into the room to make a noise so I can, like, just, as she turns, just walk in there?
She is actively, she's already in the act of thrusting forward. So if you try to do anything else, you will get poked in the gut.
Well, he's not stepping in yet. He's dropping and kicking it so that she turns and then
Yes,
he'll move
she
in.
is, I don't think you understand. The thrust is going through the door.
Ah.
You are
Like
at
a
the
real
door. She
dick
is,
move to drop. my
You're already
concentration.
being attacked.
Yeah.
make a dexterity save to see if she hits you or not.
Okay.
Okay.
19.
Yeah, you managed to duck out of the way, but your footsteps are audible. I know someone's there. Who are you?
He just stops
She's
moving and doesn't say
brandishing
anything.
the club, looking around.
Oh, excuse me, miss. Sooth is probably like maybe 20, 30 feet away, trying to look lost.
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Sutha. Can you point me to the nearest, which would be a coffee house or place for, some type of brewery?
Back in the center of town.
Oh, thank you. What's your
Did
name?
you unlock the door?
Ah, you did, but I'm leaving. I did. I'm sorry. I will leave it once.
I would caution you to be careful around here.
I will. I just got a little misguided. I'm sorry. Thanks again for your help. My apologies.
You're welcome.
Bellum stood completely still so as to make no more noise. Even so far as to probably, like, squat down a little bit in case she, like, takes a swing through the air that she'll probably miss him. And just waits for them to resume the meeting.
She is very much cautious. Kagaz and Fractal, did you duck out of sight when she came out? I know Ned said he did.
No, they're so far away. I mean, they're
They're
nowhere near
super
the
far
door.
away.
They're,
Okay.
Yeah, they're like
That's
60
fine.
feet away, so they
Yeah,
never
then
even
that's
got
fine.
Ellen
She
close.
watched
wouldn't
it from
consider them part
afar.
of it.
Yeah, me and Kagaz are.
They're sitting there pointing and laughing, but
I mean, if there's any time for me to bullshit my way, it's being a walking popcorn maker. Like, here.
For flavor, sure.
It's some slightly green tinged popcorn.
Don't eat it!
Bella,
Don't eat it!
It's made by
Yeah.
souls.
make me a stealth check, because you're feeling a little nervous. Your heart's pounding from the close call. Make me a stealth check.
I'm
to
at
just kind of-
advantage, right? Because I'm invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how
It's to
invisible
keep
works.
yourself from... Well, no, because it's not about the armor quaking. It's...
He's also standing still.
Yeah, 17.
And his armor is off, too.
Yeah, this is... Right,
So
so
then
I
you
said
didn't
the
have-
armor, so 17.
So forget that. I
This
have
is
one
more
of
about,
that.
like, keeping
This is
your
to make sure she
breathing
can't
quiet.
hear your
Bre-
heartbeat.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
your
most of the
breathing.
sound.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have her make a perception check.
You can joke all you want, Fractal. I know you're not gonna. And if you do, we'll have issues.
Oh, we will.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ned has a plan if you do that.
Anyway.
Yeah, Fractal
He's-
wouldn't. I
Yeah,
guess
17
Fractal
was
wouldn't.
stealth.
She looks around. Interesting. I guess it really was that half-orc woman. Goes back inside, shuts the door.
There's 2 doors?
Yeah, it's double doors. She only opened one.
Oh, then I...
Only one
So the
was
building...
open.
Yeah, hang on. Building's set up like... this, then. At least
No, it's
another
like double
chamber.
doors like French doors. You know the ones with the adjacent handles?
Yeah.
Not like bank doors where there's one and then you walk. There's like 2 doors like double doors.
So where this oval is the chamber I'm in, right? There's just... Am I in a room with more people, or is she closing something
No,
behind
No,
me?
you
you never
outside.
got
You
inside.
never got in.
No, I said I walked in. That's what the deck save
No,
was for.
the deck
No,
save
that was not to
to
get stabbed.
that was to not have her whack you with the thing. You didn't get in.
Yeah, I said he stepped inside when Sutha was doing her thing, and you said okay, and then we moved on. And you said make a stealth check so she doesn't hear you while I'm
no,
standing.
the stealth check was because you had ducked out of the way. You ducked and dodged out of the way when she swung, because she went out of the door. She was standing in the door. There was no way around her.
Yeah, if she's holding it out forward, he's ducking under the weapon and sliding in.
What I think she's saying is she opened the door not all the way. She was standing in the door.
She was literally in the door.
I think Liv
frame.
just didn't explain it correctly.
Yeah, I didn't
So,
explain it, but
so
she is
here's what happened.
a stocky, well-built furbolg standing in the door frame. There was no
The
way
door
around
wasn't
her.
all the way open, Connor. What she's saying?
Yeah,
And
she
and
didn't
she
open
was
both
taking up
doors.
the entire
She
frame
opened
that was open.
the door that would have been on your right, the door that would have been on your left would have been closed still. She only opened one. Only if you're sharing the door. Yeah, Bellum is not that skinny.
Okay, that's
me
the
just-
situation we're at. Let's just go on.
Go
That's
ahead
the
and
situation.
here. I feel like let me post a picture of her. She's not skinny. She thick. Yeah, you did.
Hey,
you
yo,
didn't
a
get around her.
paladin.
She is a paladin. You didn't get around her, so you are right outside the door. It is not locked.
Okay.
You didn't hear the click of the lock.
There's no windows on this building.
They are shuttered. I almost said the blinds
Is there
are down,
a
but
chimney
that's
or a
not
roof
very
or something?
Yeah, there's a chimney on the roof. Yeah, they would have ways to keep themselves warm in the winter without carbon
Does
monoxide
it look like the
poisoning.
chimney's coming out of the chamber they're in?
It looks like the chimney is coming out of the roof. I will say that you do not know how the inside is laid out, so you don't know how the chambers connect or don't.
Bellum's going to step in, cast Levitate on himself, and float up to the chimney.
Okay.
Invisibility drops.
Okay.
And he will look down the chimney to see if there's a fire lit.
You
You will
wouldn't
see
have
Ned
to-
flapping at you, trying to get your attention.
You wouldn't have to look down the chimney to do that. There's no smoke coming out of there. So no.
He looks over at Ned as he's got his hands on the edge of the chimney.
And he's like, "Oh, you're not invisible anymore, so I can't do that plan."
Does the chimney look big enough for somebody to slip in?
It's gonna be a tight squeeze.
Would it be a
Well,
tight squeeze for me?
For Ned? No.
Ned will try to vault himself up there.
Make me an acrobatics check. Easy enough.
15.
Easy enough for you. There's ample handholds in the wood and stone for you to clamber up onto the roof. Would you like to attempt to go down the chimney?
I'm gonna take out some rope, tie it around my waist, hand one end to Bellum, and go, "Don't let go," and
Never
hold
let
it.
go, Jack.
and kind of slink his way down. He's not going down head first. He's going down feet first,
Smart.
and he's not going down all the way to have his feet come out of the opening. Just he's gonna keep going until he can start hearing people talk, And if he can't hear people talk, he'll stop before his feet and exit, and then just go right back up.
Okay.
And
So you
he'll
get
look at
to-
Bellum before he goes
you can
down, and he's
see-
going to go, I tug on this twice, you get my ass out of here quickly. Understand?
Yes.
Thank you. Santa Claus.
But in the first place, I also never got an answer. Can I hear them talking down this chimney in the first place?
Oh, you didn't ask that.
I did.
No, you asked if you could see if there was a fire lit.
Can I hear people through it?
All the way up there, very faintly. Not as
Yeah.
not as distinctly as you could when you were down closer to the door, because you gather there's more distance this way. But you hear that there are voices speaking.
Yeah.
You also gather that
Lower.
they are possibly speaking quieter than they did before. But you're not entirely sure if it's they're actually speaking more quietly.
You'll continue
or
with
if
the
it's
plan
just
then and
you're
lower
further
Ned
away.
down.
Ned, it's easy enough for you to see where you need to stop. You can see the light from the room coming in through the fireplace, so you can see where you would be visible versus where you wouldn't.
Yep.
You also hear the voices. You hear them getting louder as you get closer. You hear that they are hushed, speaking in just above a whisper. So make me a perception check to make out what they're saying. I think you have oh, it doesn't matter. But I think Owl's Wisdom gives you advantage. So, 15.
Yeah.
So, you don't hear a lot. You hear snatches. But you hear, what you hear is, someone unlocked the door. Didn't see anyone out there. Half-orc woman made some excuse. I did cast, and then you don't quite hear. Something went up. Something's still up. Wait, shh!
They hear him.
And then you don't hear anymore.
Tug,
They
tug.
hear him floating.
You didn't
No,
hear,
they heard someone-
Ned didn't hear what the
Oh,
voice.
they heard Ned.
And you would recognize
They
the
heard
voice.
Ned come
You
up
would
the ceiling.
recognize the voice as the paladin that was speaking before, because you did hear her speak. You didn't hear what she said she cast, but you did hear her say she cast
Actually, no.
something.
Ned's not going to tug. Ned's going to do something else. Ned's going to untie the rope and drop down onto the floor.
As you do, the first thing you see is a massive great club pointing at the fireplace.
Howdy.
So,
I'm looking for Bellum's dad.
Record scratch.
oh, buddy.
Well, we're here now.
Yeah, we sure are.
We were caught.
And
Give me a
And
second.
I'm
weird-
just cutting this out at the pass.
and we're
And
the
fucking
reckless
with the
ones.
DM.
And we're the reckless ones.
Does a 20 hit your AC? Total of 20?
Oh,
dirty
cat
20?
does.
Dirty 20? Not a nat.
Oh, yes. 100% hits Ned.
Okay. She is gonna go ahead and,
Go ahead and roll your damage. There's a good chance this knocks me the fuck out.
Bonk.
Let's see.
Does she smite?
Yeah, she did, actually.
Well, I am 100% using Uncanny Dodge on the fucking smite.
Probably a good idea. I just need to see what damage a Great Club does. 1d8.
Great Club is a...
Yeah,
D8.
Great Club should be a D8.
It is. I double checked.
Slow down real quick.
It's a d8 plus a d6. You take 2 bludgeoning damage and 3 psychic damage as she casts Wrathful Smite on you.
Ow.
So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
He goes, ow! And gets bounced against the wall and fails his wisdom
Sutha,
save.
does Owl's wisdom work on saves or just ability checks?
Just checks. Just
Just
checks.
checks. Yeah, that is a big failure. You are frightened of her. Nice try.
If it's my turn, I'm
It's
flinging
your
myself back up the chimney.
Are you
I'm frightened
like
of her.
scrambling or tugging?
I already untied myself, so
Oh, you already
scrambling.
untied yourself, so you're scrambling. So make me an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I didn't want the rope to come down with me.
The rope is still there if he grabs onto it and tugs.
Acrobatics, 17.
Easy
Not
enough.
bad.
You scramble up. I feel like at this point you're not paying attention to what happens down below, so you don't necessarily hear anything. You're mainly thinking, gotta get the fuck out of there, gotta get the fuck out of there. Scary lady, scary lady, scary lady.
This is
Fuck
fantastic.
that hurt,
I
fuck
love it.
that hurt,
Scrambling
fuck that
back
hurt.
up and pop out of the chimney. You're a little bit
Maybe I
sooty.
should just.
You're a little
maybe
bit
I should just
sooty.
yell
There's
at the
a
village,
red
"Hi."
mark on your face from where she
Mine's
clocked you
like-
with the great club.
Christ. I'm a necromancer Bob. I'm like, hi. I'm also terrible. Just get it out of the way, you know? I can protect your village. I just need to know where your graveyard
So
is.
Fractal,
Pyro, can we just keep going?
Yeah, sure.
We'll see.
Why not?
Fractal, you and Kagaz are watching from a distance.
Yeah,
That is
we're.
correct.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, lovely.
How often do I get to make the save for the fear?
On your turn, as an action. Kagaz definitely notice it. Yeah. You both notice. You notice. One of the shutters open slightly, and you see some sort of signal being made. And then you notice
Oh.
movement in the trees between you and the council building.
Well,
This is
what do you say, Clunky? You think we getting in now?
Let's
I
get-
think the jig's
get-
up.
Well,
What's-
if Ned has the chance, he'll signal them to stay put.
I see a puff of smoke coming out of the fucking chimney.
Yeah, you have a chance.
Yeah,
And you
he'll
can- as an
signal
action,
them.
you can. Yeah,
Just
it's easy enough for you to
stay
be like,
put.
no.
All right. I say I get up, getting ready to go. Oh, all right. I lean it back against the tree, I guess, and just continue watching.
I guess it's gonna find the most stable branch, just hang on it and do pull-ups.
Fractal's gonna keep watching. This is.
And I'm gonna
entertaining.
shout down the chimney. That was rude.
So is breaking in.
I tried the front door. It was locked.
That's why you
And
were
now you blow
supposed
in
to
Sutha's
stay out.
Well, Bellum really wants to talk to his dad.
And you say that, and Bellum pushes off away from the building.
Okay.
Or not. He's leaving now.
Wait, you don't know that he's invisible.
Yeah,
No,
if you're in
he's
the
not.
chimney, you don't see me leave. You
I'm
just
not in the chimney. I got my head sticking down the chimney yelling.
He's also invisible.
He's
I'm
not
still
invisible. He casted an. Oh no!
Yeah,
No, yeah,
I
he
did.
cast a spell. That's an action. No longer
Oh.
invisible.
Oh, well, fuck yeah, then yeah.
right there at the end. Attack
Yeah.
or cast a spell. I said invisibility jump.
All right.
And Bellum is going to, when he lands, bonus action,
Hey Bellum.
use.
First
Mhm.
things first.
Mhm.
Does 22 hit you,
Me?
Bellum?
With my armor off, it does. Even with it on, it does.
Okay.
What's hitting me?
An arrow.
From?
Okay.
You didn't notice.
They're firing on
Direction,
Bellum.
the
So you take
trees inside the building.
6 piercing damage. The direction, once it hits you, you feel it coming from the direction of the trees. And if you look where it came from, do you?
Sure.
They shot at
Bellum.
They sure did.
We need to
That's
get
who
involved
you
on
see.
this.
With
Yeah.
their arrow, their longbow, trained on you.
Bellum's 0G floating to the ground.
away
Action
is-
put on his armor, bonus action, hidden step, and he's fucking off towards the mountain hideaway. Without telling anyone.
How far away is the person who shot?
Yeah,
To me.
where are they?
From you guys, about 30, 40 feet?
30,
40
you
feet,
say?
20 feet, 40 feet from
Actually-
you, 20 feet from the council house.
Retcon, not armor. He's dashing while he got a round of invisibility.
Fair
Then
enough.
he'll put his armor on later.
Can Kagaz move just a bit closer and use the stone room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get.
Discreetly, Kagaz's
Yeah.
eyes light up like a grayish blue.
You gather
And
that
his fist-
the ranger's attention is not on you, so I'm not going to make you make a stealth check.
Well, I need the ranger to make me a wisdom save.
Okay.
And after this happens,
That's a
he's just gonna
failure.
go back and start hanging. He's just gonna hang up again and just
Charmed. Okay. Okay, so speed of 0, so it just stands there. Okay. So it's not like it comes over to you and acts friendly. It's just.
yeah, it's basically just
A major
dazed.
hypnotic pattern. A major hypnotic pattern.
Ned,
He's gonna like, and he's just gonna go back to doing pull-ups next to Fractal.
Ned, you hear the voice coming up the chimney. Was Bellum outside that door?
This is a different.
No, he was up here with me, but he left.
That's who I saw. You and him.
I guess.
I don't think we have anything to worry. Just old friends and family.
Yeah, if you guys wouldn't have punched me in the face, I could have just talked to you about this downstairs.
If you wouldn't have broken in, I wouldn't have punched you in the face.
If the door wasn't locked.
You hear vaguely. Stay here. I think you'll be fine. I'm going to go out and talk to them. Meet me outside.
You gonna punch me in the face again?
No, I'm not. If you really don't trust me, come to the edge of the roof and look down. You hear footsteps inside, the door shut, then you hear a thud. Nothing too huge, just a gentle thud.
Ned will jump down.
You see that she's thrown her great club about 15 feet away from her. There. See?
Howdy.
Slightly bleed
Are
with
you
the scalp.
friends of Bellum's?
I don't know. He may hate me at this point, but he took off that way.
You didn't see which way he went.
He's pointing the way you went when you pushed off from the chimney. That's just the general direction he points.
Okay.
I think he's royally pissed at me.
Whose idea was it to break into the council house while they were in session? She's kind of like,
That would be me.
your idea. Well, that makes sense.
He really wanted to talk to his dad for some unknown reason. And now that I have your attention and he can talk to his dad, he takes off.
Probably because he knew that this would not end well. The council is very private. They have guards at their every meeting. They don't take kindly to people trying to break in. Obviously, you're an outsider. You wouldn't know that, but I'm sure Bellum would, being his father is on the council himself.
Well, he was only up there trying to stop me from going down the chimney, if that makes it any better.
Fair enough. I understand if he couldn't wait, but he could have just knocked. He didn't think that a private secret council meeting would be a little bit suspicious if the door just unlocked in the middle of it?
I didn't ask.
Oh, now I feel bad sicking.
Ned Blackfoot, by the way.
Damus Stewart.
Pleasure to meet you.
pleasure. I apologize for earlier, but it's my job to guard the council, and we don't take threats lightly,
Hey!
especially not right now.
What I don't get, though, is,
Yes.
we have to get through the barrier. We have to be, not aggressive, I suppose. Or we don't want to hurt anyone here. So everyone within the barrier doesn't want to hurt anyone here. Why does the council need such a hardcore guard?
First of all, the council doesn't want everything they're discussing being made public. Second of all, with the troubles that we've been
Why?
having recently, we're
Shouldn't the
fearful that the barrier
rulers
could
of
drop
the-
at any moment.
So everyone's cool with the rulers of this community just keeping so many secrets.
They usually reveal their secrets during town
If
meetings.
they
about
reveal
once a
them,
week,
why bother having the guards?
Because there are decisions to be made.
Decisions can be made out in the open.
This can't.
Never mind. We're getting on a sidetrack. Doesn't matter.
Sorry, but
I don't
also
live
the
here.
guards
Doesn't
have-
really matter to me.
The guards are more of a precaution. At least inside. We don't know when the barrier is going to fall, but the council fears it will be soon. So, in the event that it were to fall while they were in session, and someone were to make it through with ill intent, guards. I feel bad for sicking Naren on him.
Feel bad for what?
For sicking Naren on him. They're one of our fiercer defenders.
Name's like mugged.
Oh, if it makes you feel any better, Bellum can take a hell of a hit.
That doesn't matter, he's still one of ours.
Yeah, you guys don't make any sense. He's one of ours, but we're gonna keep so many secrets from them. You guys are weird. Well, Bellum's here. He wants to talk to his dad. We're part of his group. Once Bellum's done being royally pissed at me, I guess he'll eventually come back. Till then,
I am certain he doesn't want to hear it from me. But give him my apologies.
oh, well, I have no clue where he went. I don't think any of us do.
The next time you see him, then. Give him my apologies. I will understand if he cannot accept them. I will inform Councilman Calloway that his son wishes to speak with him. For now, if you have not already met with his mother, she is the Grove's herbalist. She will be at the hut, closer to the center of the Grove. You will be safe with her.
We talked to her. She's cool. I like her.
Then you may wish to tell her what has transpired here. And also give her my apologies.
I mean, you don't have to apologize for doing your job. I mean, he grew up here. I'm sure he knew he was breaking rules. So,
It is different for those of us that are of the Grove. Punishments are meant to be different compared to outsiders that we don't know what is in their hearts. To harm a member of the Grove, it is...
you guys are ass backwards. And he's going to turn on his hill and walk away. She wants us to go talk to his mom again.
Hey,
And
Ned.
he's going to make his way back to his mom.
Hey, Ned, I found a longbow and some arrows.
You see her just sit outside, cross-legged, outside the double doors eyes closed in some sort of prayer or meditation.
Ned, are you able to use these, or is this too big for you?
Take it. That your
It's a
little sneaky
longbow.
mission. Ain't it?
Too big.
All right,
I can't use longbows.
got it. I guess I have some kindling then. This is
Oh, you could give it to Cogaz. Cogaz could use a longbow. Hell, Bellum could use a longbow.
I turn towards Caucus.
Assuming I'm gonna fire range.
Hey,
I mean,
Kagas,
I
what's
guess
your
it's kindling.
DC?
The DC it
Yeah.
should be 4 plus 8 plus 3, so it should be
15?
15.
Yeah, she
Yes.
just breaks out of it. They just break out of it. Excuse me, what are you doing?
Oh, we're
What?
going to talk with Bellum's mom. I forgot her name already.
Fractal
Right. Excellent.
has the thing on his back and his
Excellent.
bow just like, over his.
I'm just doing
Return my bow.
pull-ups.
I'm sorry, what now?
Return my bow.
I
this
see
is-
your name on it, and then he's gonna actually look it over and see.
Is there a name on it?
You do see carved into it the initials NA.
Non-applicable?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
this ain't belong to nobody. They put not applicable on it.
So what Fractal does is
Or I carved NA for Naren Ainsley. You will return my
How do
bow,
we know
or
that's your
you will
name?
face the consequences.
How do we know
Fractal-
that's your name? Hey, Cogaz, give her back her bow before she gets pissed.
Hold on. I like to know the consequences before. I like to know all my options.
I will call down every defender on this grove, and you will be brought before the judgment of
No.
Celestian.
You see, that sounds like fun to him.
Yeah, that's right. You should listen to him.
Just tell him that you're going to throw mud at his face. That'll work.
Oh,
Cogaz, give her back
that
her
would only
goddamn
be
bow.
the beginning of it.
Haggis is the one holding the bow.
Yeah, you're quick to blame the orc.
Warforged will return my equipment.
Fractal!
The talking cow person will apologize to Bellum, then they will receive their bow.
Ah,
If he will return, then I will apologize. I do not see him, therefore I cannot apologize.
I guess we'll wait then.
Yep.
I guess
Then
we'll
you will
have a
not
little
leave
bit
my
of a
sight.
borrow system.
Fine, let's go look for him together. Come on. Show us around. Come on, tour guide. Chop chop. Clang.
I'm going to go talk with Bellum's mom. Moms generally know where their kids go to hide.
Oh,
Didn't she mention a mountain hideout?
She did.
I looked toward the nearest mountain.
There's a range of mountains.
There
if you
is a
recall the map.
mountain
There's
range.
The problem is, Fractal, we don't know where in the mountain a mountain hideout could be.
Very
Let's go
Mom
ask her.
probably does.
If I don't find the answer satisfactory, I'm breaking this bow. Let's go ask her. Fractal shoulders it and keeps it on him, and
embers
keeps.
of
Why would you-
skull.
Why would you break her bow if Bellum's mom's answer isn't satisfactory?
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
her fault.
No. Not Bellum's mom's. Her answer to the apology. If he doesn't like his apology, he's breaking the bow.
Okay.
Fractal looks at her with very eye-slitted green flame. Just go on, try me.
This is
Try
not
to
how I
reason
assumed
or
any of
threaten a
this is
skeleton.
going to go, but it makes for very interesting Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, no. There's three things you shouldn't do here. Give me an ultimatum. Try and reason or not reason. Do their own reasoning against Norvin, or assume Connor's plans are going to work. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I didn't assume
I
that
feel-
Connor's plan was going to work. I just didn't
No,
foresee
assume it's
this
not going to
being
work.
the plan.
Or anyway, so I guess we go to Bellum's mom and say, "So Bellum got shot."
Your son got shot by something.
By
wasn't about though.
by her specifically, or him, whatever their name is. I pointed at the Bolus Ranger.
Not
Naren.
applicable shot at your son.
The non-applicable Ranger shot your son.
Hi, Bellum's mom.
Lorelei.
No, Bellum's mom.
Bellum's mom.
Mrs. Calloway as well.
Nope.
Hi, Bellum's mom.
Mrs.
Yep.
Badass
Um,
housewife.
Do you know where Bellum would go to hide if something upsetting happened?
What happened?
She shot him. Points at the immediately tattletaled that she did it.
I may have ruined his grandmaster plan,
What was his grand master plan?
and she shot him.
Well, yes,
honestly, I
that's
don't
her
know.
job. She's a defender of the Grove, but what was his
Yeah, you
grand
see,
master
that's how I
plan?
look at it too. We were kind of breaking some rules.
What
Don't
And,
say
rules?
we-
so she
like-
shot him. So I mean, that seems like
Oi,
just
come
doing
on
their
now.
job.
Come on,
See?
shorty. You can't just go lanking us in there, will you?
We're
Mikey
minding
and
our
I
own
were
business.
just minding our own
I
business.
didn't say you guys were breaking the rules. Bellum and I were breaking the rules.
I felt the capital in that W, sir.
What
Yeah.
rules exactly, Ned?
Sneaking to the council chambers.
I snuck into the council chambers.
Oh dear gods. Oh sweet stars.
Yeah.
And she made
I
this
got
like
punched
spin
in the
And
face with a warhammer.
Oh dayness.
No hard feelings. Definitely
Great
no
club.
hard feelings about getting punched. I mean, come on.
That's clearly a great club. Come on, shorty.
Not applicable. Shot Bellum. Then Bellum fell to the floor, turned invisible, and fucked off.
language.
Oh sweet stars.
My apologies.
No cursing in front
Don't
of the bell.
apologize.
Come on.
Broke his
He
own
pieced
rules.
out.
Where is Sutha during all this?
So you were caught trying to sneak into the council chambers. Didn't
Not
identify
trying.
yourselves.
I succeeded.
You
I
you were
did.
caught-
I did
you were
identify
caught
myself.
Sneaking it well, but you're technically not of the Grove, so they wouldn't know you. They saw someone fleeing from the council chamber. Oh dear.
Shot him, as is, their right to do. I'm not mad at him. The only one who's really mad at him seems to be Fractal. Bellum got shot. Took
I
off.
mean, it is good to see that people are so protective of my son, but dear gods. Oh, of all the gods. Beyond the barrier. Celestian, shield us. This is not going to end well.
Every time the
I am willing to accept my punishment. Don't worry.
every time the divines
Not
are
that.
invoked,
I will peace out if it's beheading.
Fractal rolls his non-existent eyes every time the divines are invoked. She's like,
But we're just. Do you know where he went to go hide?
I know
So
he
we
has
can
a
go
hideout
collect him.
somewhere in the mountains. I don't know exactly
You
where
don't know
it
exactly
is.
where. Some
No,
bitch.
I know it's high in the mountains, somewhere he can see the stars. That's all I know.
Okay,
it's
Okay,
gotta
so
be
we're just
open
gonna have to
somewhere.
Do you think his boyfriend will know where it is?
His what?
bruh.
The real flamboyant one.
Aster!
Yes.
The
Aster.
one that, out of all of them, I like to punch in the face the most.
I would not be opposed.
So,
That's an award based on your
so
interactions
much
with
to
the others.
unpack here. So much to unpack here. I'm going to unpack it by myself at a later date, but for now, actually, Aster might be able to find out where he is.
Yeah,
I
Hold
mean,
on,
unless
can't you just
Aster
do
knows
this
exactly
song?
where it is, I doubt Aster's going to be able to find him. He wasn't able to find the one other Furbolg in the city.
I mean, clearly he did find him, but there's also different
No, he
abilities
found
that he
me.
has when here.
No, he found me
Which,
because I went to go investigate the other Furbolg that was asking around for a Furbolg. He
Fair
didn't find him.
enough,
We
but
brought him to him.
his
Aster's
abilities
useless.
are different here. They're augmented,
His abilities are-
stronger, more powerful. Oh,
Draining.
how do we get there? The fastest way is if you go to the far eastern edge, right before you reach the barrier, there will be, it almost looks like a cave or just a rock that's covered in moss and ferns. It's a hidden entrance to a reflection pool. If he's communing with Celestian, that's where he'll be. That's your best chance of finding Bellum. Seek Aster
Or
out there.
we could just hang out in the town and wait for Bellum to come back.
By all
Because
means,
he's safe as
do
long
that.
as he's here, right?
By all means,
All right.
I will be honest.
Because if he's not safe, we're definitely going to go look for him. But if he's
Yeah.
safe,
I will be honest with you. I don't
Let's let him go
know
pout.
if his hideout is within the barrier or not.
shit.
Ah.
Good question.
I
And
think
if
Bellum
he's
would
in
stop
the
and-
run into one of them
Hang-
storm boars,
Hang on.
I know you
Run into
I think
everything.
Bellum would have stopped if he ran into the barrier.
Would he?
Do you see the barrier on the inside?
Yeah. Would
Did
Bellum
sh-
have stopped?
Boy,
What's his wisdom? How smart is he? How situationally aware has Bellum been in your adventures?
Not at
okay,
all.
look. There's situational aware, and then there's seeing of the barrier and being alone in the woods.
Hey,
In his safe place?
hey, wizard.
What?
Wizard. Do you know locate person or locate object?
Let me connect my handy dandy book. No. I will also point out I have maybe 4 spell slots left in my name, and most of them are first level.
Actual useful spellcaster, Sutha. Do you know
Hey.
locate object
Everyone
or
make
locate person?
as you look around to ask where Sutha is, none of you see her.
Okay,
I like
good.
the fact that Ned just turns to where Sutha's usually standing and is like, actual useful caster. Where the fuck is Sutha?
Fractal falls out a Glock.
You notice that,
Go
you know,
on.
in anime when someone's like, they're there and you turn away and then they're gone and you just see the little dotted line barrier
That
of their
dotted
outline?
outline?
Yeah, it's that.
The blinking.
The blinking dotted outline? Yes, it's that, but in Sutha's shape. And you're like, wait,
It's remarkable how you're so sneaky yet so loudmouthed.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Oh.
Just like how you're really irritating but useless in combat.
I've done nothing to you, and hang on, no.
we
I've
can
done
discuss
nothing to
all of
you.
this later. Are
Oh.
you going to stay here and wait for him, or are you going to go talk to Aster and try to find my son?
We're
Fractal-
going to go talk to Aster and try to find your son because your son doesn't always think really far ahead, and we're not sure if he left the barrier or not.
You know what? I'm not
I
doing
ain't
that.
always-
Fractal looks toward the nearest mountain range, starts walking.
Bye, Fractal!
That's a lot of mountains.
That's a lot of
Fractal
mountains.
doesn't give a shit.
And
Ned is
I
being
am going to follow the
bitch.
directions that Miss Calloway gave
Yes.
us to try and find Aster.
You find Aster, you find it's when you know what you're looking for with like a big boulder that looks like it's just kind of covered by moss and ferns, you're like, wait a minute.
That's
Knowing
the
what you're
place.
looking for, you find it and you push it aside, and inside you see Aster. First you see it's basically a cave, but it has like an opening in the ceiling, a sort of cylindrical, not perfectly cylindrical, but opening in the ceiling that lets in the starlight and the moonlight that is over a natural pool of water in this cave. And you see Aster floating in a cross-legged position above the water, eyes closed.
Oh, that's neat. Picks up a rock and chucks it at Aster.
It clonks against his knee. Ah! And he breaks his concentration and falls into the water. It's not super deep. He's not struggling. He just kind of splashes and then sits up and shakes the water out of his hair. How did you find me here?
I was pointed in this direction. We need help finding Bellum.
What do you mean? Where did he go?
He fucked off because
he went and buggered off because a bunch of shit happened. And now we gotta go find him so he ain't get
dear.
fucked up by them spooky things out there.
Okay.
Question: Does non-applicable follow me or the party?
well, you have his bow, so I would assume he would
Yeah,
follow
Naren
you.
follows you.
You, Ranger, help me track him. Head up this damn hill.
Give me my bow back and I will. Otherwise, I'll just
Fine.
follow
I
you and
think
do
so.
nothing.
I think I like the follow and do nothing part. It's pretty funny.
I don't think they're with us.
No.
Fractal just stares.
You have your option.
What about as trustworthy as a goblin? And I turn around and I keep stalking away.
She follows, but otherwise does nothing.
Yep. So I'm gonna. I assume a survival check to try and track him.
It's going to be a disadvantage because unfortunately he flew. There are no physical tracks. This is just going to be
Great.
vaguely finding a path up the mountain that you think might lead to something.
You know what? Sure. 7. He just fucking stomps into the woods.
Yeah.
I swear, the thing I'll do is snap this fucking bow out of spite.
So, Aster, do you know locate object, locate person, or do you just happen to know where he likes to go hide when shit goes sideways?
Give me a little bit and I can find out.
Cool.
Isn't he still blocked from Celestian?
He never said he was blocked. He was just having trouble. Like it was staticky. But this was also as he was in and out. So.
Yeah, plus your mom said his powers are different while he's in the grove.
Yep.
Okay.
She sure did. He's also in his reflecting pool for Celestian.
Okay, I thought that's why he went out, is because he couldn't do his stuff normally. He was only getting Bellum's name.
No. Did you give Aster anything while you were traveling? Remind me.
Besides a ride to the Grove, not really.
Sweet tender love.
Okay.
Yeah, just food. I mean,
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
cool. Let's see. Wisdom saving throw. I'm great at these. 10.
Cool. So Aster goes back and he sits in the pool and slowly starts to rise up above the water, eyes closed, muttering under his breath. And he opens his eyes and they're like a night sky full of stars. And he stays that way for a short period of time. And then slowly comes back down to the water and opens his eyes. Okay. I know how to get to him. I saw where he is, and I know how to get to him.
I would like to ask. He saw myself in my immediate surroundings and knows where I am.
He might have seen a little bit more than that, considering he is the direct conduit to your patron.
Okay. I would like to remind you, Liv, that this was designed for... Actually, no, never mind. I thought it's been... I get my timelines thrown off. I was thinking it's been years since he'd been here. It's been a few months.
It's been
The
a few
path's
months,
a little rickety.
babe. It's been a few months. It's not that long.
Yeah, I will say frankly, if he's seeing it, he will see that there is a rickety path that Bellum takes.
Yep.
It's not expertly designed. This is stuff he's made as a kid to get himself up, and it's like an old weathered treehouse style look.
Yep.
It supports Bellum, and he knows where the weak ones are and knows how to avoid it. Just
your large friend is
Trip-
not going to like it.
It's okay. I'm real good on my feet. And I'm the one that needs to apologize to him anyways.
Just, he gives you the vague directions of the path to take up the mountain and what things you need to look out for that will make sure you're going the right direction.
All right. Off we go. Hey,
Please be
Kagaz,
careful.
actually... Yeah, I'll be 100% comfortable. Kagaz, you do me a favor.
Well, one more time.
Kagaz, you do me a favor.
What you want?
Find Sutha.
Really? Oh, all right.
Just make sure she's safe. If she wants to be left alone and she's safe, leave her alone. But just make sure she's safe.
I suppose. He's just gonna shrug and he's gonna head off to look for her.
Okay.
All right. And
So
I
you
will go
make your
collect
way.
our Bellum.
All right. You are traveling by yourself. Kagaz is looking for Sutha. Fractal is trying to find Bellum with Naren. Sutha is doing something. Bellum, if you would like to
Mhm.
just describe what you do as you reach your hideout.
So, along the way there, he's, as you said, he used levitating, kind of pushed off trees to avoid being able to be followed easily. There's a very subtle, I forget what they're called. I think they're actually called cairns. Where people stack the river stones.
Yeah, Karen's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's just an old one of those he has sat behind a larger rock as a marker for himself. And from there, it's just a series of walking along these footholds that he knows where they are and how to climb up. Until he comes to a little bit of a plateau area, and it just gradually finds his way up the mountain. Not anything extremely hard rock climbing, it's just sort of awkward in the ways you have to bend to get to places.
Yep.
Occasionally, it's places that are pretty far. There might be like a single piton he's made that has been put in. Just little stuff. To the naked eye, it doesn't really look like there's a path up there, but to Bellum, it's muscle memory, and he just slides up and he comes out. It looks a little bit like Pride Rock in the way it juts out. There's it looks like a larger stone jutting out. It forms this sort of balcony type spot that you grab onto and climb up. And then inside this little inlet of the cave, there are all sorts of posters and blueprints, schematics, chests, a few blankets, and like a lantern for nights that he might have just spent up here. I'm unclear, DM. Is this above cloud level or
It's
just
kind of
above the tree line?
it's above the tree line.
Okay. So Bellum goes, pulls himself up with his armor on, and he just sits towards the front of the balcony, looking down, with his legs hanging for a second. And he looks up. What time of day is it?
It's at this point, I think it's getting into sunset, twilight.
Okay.
You're starting to see
I
the
like to
stars.
imagine that his hideout faces towards the sunset.
Okay.
And so he sat watching it for a moment. And he doffs his armor again, pushes it into the cave. And he just looks up. Hey, Celestian? Sorry, still a bit new on this. Some things have gone down, and I could really use some answers. Are you there?
Make me a religion check.
Any bonuses for being in the spot where he got this blessing?
We'll see.
23.
Okay. The same presence that you felt that first night, you feel again.
He closes his eyes and just basks in it for a second.
It's warm,
Does it give him
familiar,
Oh, go ahead.
comforting. It's like putting
Can
on your
you-
favorite shirt.
Can you tell me what they've been discussing? It's important. He's asking Celestian to inform him on what they've been talking about in
Right.
the council.
Make me a religion check.
18.
Okay. You feel a tug on your hands. And you open your eyes and you're back in that starry sea. And that figure
is
is
he-
before you, holding you in their palm.
He looks
they-
down at the.
hold up their other hand, and you see a series of images flash across it. Images of the creatures in the forest that have been changing and mutating, the stormboars and the electric serpents, pictures of images of what look like an electrified lightning bird, something like that. The storm clouds that Aster spoke of, you see them approaching, the visions of them approaching the grove. And you see the barrier intact.
Can you tell me what they've been? How much have they been discussing me?
Oh, how do I put this in images?
Good question.
Okay. You see the same images as before, but interspersed in there about 10% of the time are vague images of you.
Can I tell tone from these images and what their tone is when discussing him?
Questioning. Uncertain.
As in a general. Okay.
That's the tone, is questioning and uncertain. But that
Bellum
same
stands
tone
up.
is on all of the images, except for the one, but there's also a layer of concern. So,
Bellum will stand up in Celestian's palm and kind of look over at the roiling sea of stars below him. Does anything look different in his domain since the last time he saw it? Like any wounds, any storms, anything?
no.
Okay. He looks up at the eyes of Celestian as best as his mind can comprehend and says,
They look like two burning stars.
I need you to show me why this is happening. Why is there prophecy that led to all this? Where did it come from? Why did this have to be? I have to know why. Please.
You see images of just the gradual effects of time and shifting magics and different things in the world that Celestian is not fully aware of, because you know that he does expend a lot of his influence on the material plane protecting and watching over this grove. So things that are too far out of the purview of the grove, he doesn't necessarily see, especially because he's not one of the creators, so his reach is a bit smaller. So you gather that there is a bit of uncertainty there. But what he shows you that is new are the storm clouds eclipsing the sky over top of the grove. Dark, thunderhead storm clouds. And there's something extra planar about these clouds. And when Celestian shows you this, all of the times he's shown you the grove when clouds have passed over it, regular clouds, he can see through them. But when these clouds pass over the grove, he cannot. The grove is completely obscured to him, and you feel a sense of being cut off. That when these clouds come here and cover the grove, Celestian will be cut off from the grove. Whatever it is, it's going to block him. You see shiftings of thunder and lightning crackling through these clouds and touching down certain places in the grove. Over in the area where your mother had mentioned, where the creatures seemed to be searching. You see it strike down once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You see figures coalesce. Figures made of lightning. Some small, some large.
Bellum was a little bit.
No, go ahead.
He's a little bit in shock of what he's seeing. And he's basically leaning over the edge of the hand, like looking down towards this image. And he's trying to spot out what these figures of lightning are.
You
A
don't
little
know?
bit entreating Celestian for more information.
Make a religion check.
Okay, radio home. Natural 20 for 25.
What perfect timing. They take their hand that's been showing you these images, and as you see it approach your face, it shrinks, but not comically. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, you see that it proportionally changes so that it's proportional to you, but not in a way that's like, haha, tiny hand. I don't know how else to describe it. And
Okay.
the hand just gently closes your eyes. And then puts its palm on your forehead. And your eyes shoot open. And you suddenly see visions. Not images like they were shown to you before. Visions as if they're like you're seeing them flash before your eyes and they take up the whole of your vision. You see this area of the grove, and you see 6 points on the ground. It's an old shrine, an old altar for if people felt they needed to sacrifice or do specific rituals to Celestian. It's not mandatory, but it is something if someone felt that they needed to achieve a deeper connection to Celestian without being the conduit or the high seer. There's an altar with an overgrown tree on top of it. And you see sigils. One on either side of the altar. And 4 more around the edges of this sort of enclosed area. And you see the shape of something being formed at each of these sigils. Something tall, straight, pillar-like. And you look closer, and you're constructing it. It's something that you have... This is your divine inspiration. This is something for you to create and give.
Pardon?
To craft. And you see the storm clouds being drawn to these pillars and redirected and pulled away from the sky. And you blink and you see the figure of Celestian before you.
So you cut out just a little bit. You said he was getting, when looking at the altar, he saw and felt the divine inspiration to craft and create something there.
It's like these large, tall pillars on each of the sigils.
And now, do these sigils look like they were meant to be there, or somebody's carved them to be there? Sorry, that's a bad phrasing. Does it look like they were a part of this thing, or like somebody's come along and tainted it and put something else there?
The vision comes again a bit clearer, and you see yourself that these sigils are something that are part of the land. But you're able to find them in a way that no one else can. There's something about your gift and your abilities that allows you to find these locations, these sources of whatever power this is, that other people don't have access to.
That actually
For the
brings me to his next
first
question for Zion.
time, you hear a voice in your head. And it sounds like it's the song of the spheres, basically. It's the sound of stars being born and dying. And it whispers in your ear. You are the only one that can do this. It was always meant to be you. This is your gift. This is your power, your strength.
He swallows for a second and looks back up at him. So that's why you chose me all those years ago? Or all that time ago? Just so I could be a tool to complete this?
The figure bows its head and it almost looks mournful. And again you hear the voice. It was not my intention.
You put me through all this, have forced me from my home, set me out into the world by myself, having to leave everything I've ever known.
The choices of my children were not my own.
But you nonetheless set it in motion.
You were different.
This is not on them. You put this on me. It's not their fault that I'm the one who was sent away. That's your fault. You could have chosen anyone for this. And you chose me.
I could not have.
Then why? Why did it have to be me whose life you turned over?
You think like me. They could not conceive of this. None of them could. When you look at the wonders I bring, you see all of it. You do not see it as simply a miracle given because I am powerful. Somehow, you saw the work. You saw the thought behind the miracle. You understood how it happened. I have never seen this. You saw my fingerprints. You could understand what I created in a way none others can. I did not intend for them to send you away, and for that I am sorry.
Are you? Can you even understand all that I had to lose?
I have been with you. I have felt it through you. But I cannot intervene.
Bellum stands to look at him, misty-eyed. I think I'd like some time to think. If I want to talk to you again, I'll let you know. I'd like to return to my home, please.
I will give you what you need. But I will always watch over you, whatever you decide. It is your decision. And I will not judge you for whichever choice you make.
Answer me this as you send me back. After all this is done and the prophecy ends, what would you have happen to me and your gift?
The gift is yours now. Do with it as you wish. You may stay and find a place in the grove, or you may travel, learn, explore. It will be yours no matter what you decide. I will not remove it. It is a part of you.
Very well.
I will give you time.
Yes.
And you close your eyes, and when you open them again, you hear your name being called from behind you.
He shoots forward and kind of like his balance is thrown off for a second as he's just been, pulled from some extra planar space, and he's still sitting on the ledge.
Sutho.
Bellum.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go
Nope.
ahead.
You see, as you approach Bellum, you see him sitting there, looking up at the stars, and there's this faint glow around him that it looks like starlight. And it gently fades as you start calling his name.
Bellum.
Sutha. How did you find me?
Points at the hook shot you have in your bag.
Ah, well
Is
played.
everything okay?
It's complicated. He gets up and goes off the ledge into the cave. Just starfish
quick
dive
phrasing.
down.
Bye.
It's complicated. Whoosh.
It's
He gets
complicated,
up
but it's
and-
about to be real simple.
He goes and grabs like the one shoddily made chair. Well, actually, no. You see, like apprentice work of a stool has been done, and he takes it out and he goes to sit for a second. He goes, would you like to sit?
Thank you.
He just like leans up against the wall and sits on a rock. And I just came off of a talk with Celestian. At first, it was the normal ephemeral memory sharing, the image revealing, and then the deeper I got, the more intimate he could speak until it was a conversation where I got to ask some more questions,
About your prophecy.
among other things.
I'm sorry for following you. I just, when you left, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. I wasn't sure where you went, so I was just, yeah.
No, I appreciate it. I'd actually like to ask you something.
Yes.
So I know now that this prophecy does hinge on my efforts, and that Celestian gave me these abilities. And you see, he, like, snaps his fingers and like shows like thrumming of little starlight.
You're quite a
Without-
gifted man, indeed.
Gift being the operative word. He tosses it to the other hand and catches it. I didn't do anything for these besides be picked out for seeing the fingerprints in his work, he says. And it's kind of framing Bellum are his drawings of maps and seeing these constellations and repeating figures in the stars and
Right.
just all the things that he would take his time up here to sketch the sky and spot out patterns and things. You see they decorate the wall in a. They're sealed so they don't get washed off when a storm comes through, but
Mm-hmm.
they're pinned up to the walls and just. It's hard to see stone in some places from how much he has up.
Mm-hmm. Given his demeanor and the way he's kind of talked before about it, can I kind of get a general feel of him being reticent about following whatever, the thing he's supposed to be doing?
Definitely, you see, there's some.
Yeah.
I forget the term, but he's shaken to his core. A crisis of faith, I think, is what it's called. He's having that. I don't want anyone to get hurt, but if I go and do this, does that make it right for him? That he'll do it? Does that mean that he gets his way? He can just come into someone's life, flip it upside down, and all will work out?
Our paths are a little bit different. Very true, Ned. You may have been visited and gifted for a reason. Mine was very much searched for out of anger. I actively looked for my god. Whatever reasons they may have. Do you think there's any ill intent from Celestian?
I don't. It doesn't seem as they meant ill, but nonetheless, it was their choice that made me have to leave my home.
You're just worried about him taking away your free will.
Yes, well, sort of. He chose me and gave me this gift, which led to my people, his supposed followers, being scared enough to send me away. But everything I've known has been tossed on its head repeatedly since I first received this gift. And you see Bellum actually points over to a spot on the floor where it's not quite a scorch mark. It's not like black and charred, but there's almost a lightening of the stone, as if it's been like a little bit glassed over somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Just ever so slightly, there's a little glimmer.
What do you think you should do? What do you think is right?
I'm trying to figure that out. I know there's a spot down the mountain. I know where it is. If I bring some materials there and work on it, I think I can do something to try and route this gathering storm, but I still don't know why it's here, why it started, what we'd be facing.
She stands up, walks over to him, puts her hand on his shoulder. Bellum, whatever help you need, me and the others will assist you.
Sorry I got you all roped into this. I shouldn't have asked you all to come and put your necks on the line for something like this. I should have come alone. This was my problem to deal with. I see that now.
No one should have to face their problems alone.
It's the only way I've ever faced them.
Well, we'll make do with what we have. You're a very strong man, and I know your take on the god's favor toward you, but she chuckles. Looking up at him, because she is short. Compared to him, she's only about 5'11".
Oh, a whole foot.
Yeah. If anyone was to try to save the grove, I honestly couldn't think of a better person to do it than you. With or without, God's will. You're probably the only one that can do it. And luckily for you, taps him on the shoulder. You've got us here to help you.
Thank you, Sutha. And you see Bellum kind of wanders over to like a makeshift table. It's leaning, like it's not level. And he grabs like there's like scratch pieces of like veal. Not veal. The dried cat skin that like spell books are bound in. He's got some of those up
Vellum?
here. Vellum, that's it. Just that and some the inside he's got some papers. He also has, his binding of papers, I believe, still. He takes it out, he starts jotting down ideas, and he kind of rubber duckies off Sutha. And it's just like, I could use some sort of abjuring sigil, but I'm not sure if that would really be able to deflect it entirely. And just continue to go into jargon on artifice as he's
She
making
she
sketches
goes
and
through her
reading.
mind. She goes through her mind, thinking through all of the incantations and the stuff she knows. Could perhaps some glyphs of warding or those be of assistance?
If only I could. I wish I could see. And he pauses and goes to look over the edge. Can I see the location he's supposed to go to?
Since you
The
said that you wanted your thing to be facing the west, yeah, I think it probably would have been close to that area.
Okay.
You can vaguely see it. You can't see it like super clearly, but you can kind of go, "Oh, yeah."
Do you have any glass on you? Any lenses? Anything that could help me see further? Sutha? Hello?
Sutha? Uh-oh.
Cricket, cricket.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Sutha, no. Whoa.
Super.
You back? Oh no. We can't hear you. Oh no.
He's dead, Jim.
Tragic, because there's still some time before you guys get to Bellum. Because Sutha
So
left immediately. Wait.
oh,
He's fighting.
Nope.
all right, non-applicable. I think we're lost.
Well, while he's doing that, while he's trying to fix his audio, Bellum will. Now, DM, this comes down to your definition here. I can turn. Well, it says artisan's tools. Can I turn my all-purpose tool into a spyglass?
Let me check something real quick. I think you can. I just need to check the specifics of something.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Yay! There he
All right.
is.
I was gonna say she would have pulled out a magnifying glass.
Oh. Well.
Anyway, I guess too late. Too late. Anyway.
You can
Oh, no.
still pull out that
He looks at
magnifying
it.
glass because I'm trying to check a specific. So go ahead.
He looks at it. Is there some way he could heat and change the lens from concave to convex or vice versa for which one's which, so that it's viewing things from afar rather than up close?
Sure.
Okay. With our all-purpose tool, he'll make basically just a blowtorch and heat it.
Dear God.
And then bend it in the direction he's looking. And cobble together some pieces to try and make like just a makeshift spyglass. not going to be great resolution, but he's trying to get a better look at this place.
Okay. Yeah, you get a better look at it. I don't really have anything good to show you for it.
Okay.
That doesn't have spoilers on it. It's let me see how well I can describe it. It's probably going to be awful, but I will do my best. So there is an oval-shaped kind of raised area in the earth where it's just like a higher elevation that's kind of bordered by like stones and stuff, and then there's an even higher elevation that's kind of sticking in that, like the catch light in an anime character's eye over the pupil, the little white part that goes over the pupil. It's kind of overlapped like that. And the altar is on top of the higher part. This is absolutely terrible. I'm sorry.
I'm getting an image.
Okay.
And you said there was like 4 pillars too on these.
There's
on
2
that
pillars.
lower
There's
part?
one on either side of the thing. No, the pillars would be something. The pillars that you got the vision of. That's something you would have to create.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those you had to construct.
Yeah, you gotta. There are 2. There are like 3 pillars that are kind of part of the altar, but those are stone.
Hmm. Bellum gets a idea of it and starts sketching out and where he's going to place these stones, and he's starting to make a grocery list, essentially. And he hands back the thing to him. Goes, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm going to be able to push that back to the way it was, but
It's perfectly okay. I wasn't using it. Maybe Ned can.
Now you basically have binoculars. A monocular.
Hey, it'll work. Also, during this time, I don't know if you're gonna have him making checks or whatever, but Sutha will kind of reach out mentally to try to see if there's any way, shape, or form she can help. Trying to reach out to Saloon. Just kind of in her mind, trying to reach out to her. Any way to help Bellum.
Make a religion check.
Guidance.
Okay.
Nope, that's a 10. Nope, not
That's
at
10. You feel like here in the center of Celestian's power, reaching out to a deity that is not Celestian or one of Celestian's creator parents would be a bit difficult.
the
Wee bit.
sibling.
Not impossible, but a bit
Just a wee bit.
difficult.
That doesn't work. Okay.
It was a good try.
So Bellum is hard at work doing up schematics. So he's doing that for a good portion. He's didn't even make any sort of check to come up with these plans.
No, that was the religion check in the vision. You basically know exactly what you have to do.
Okay, gotcha. So he
As
saw
you
an
are,
image of what
as
it
you
is,
are
and he knows what it
sketching
is.
out,
He's
just so
getting
that
the
you can, just in case you're worried it'll slip away, you start sketching it out what you saw.
Yeah,
and
and specifics.
And as you get to the end of it, you don't really want to leave the paper blank, so you just scribble at the top. Kudos to Norvin, lightning rod.
Yeah. He has thoughts on some things about this, what it's doing. But those are still forming, so I won't say anything more.
Okay. It's probably around now that that Ned finds... I think Ned would probably find you first, and then Kagaz would find Sutha not long after, because Sutha was... Or no, you'd probably find them about the same time. Because Kagaz is tracking Sutha, and Ned is following the path, and Sutha walked on foot, so... Fractal, make me another survival check to see if you got unlost.
Thank
you wanna... Unless you want to give the bow back to the ranger and let them make a survival check.
It's a point of spite at this point.
Oh no,
It's about sending a message.
Fuck,
And
where's
Fractal
Spite?
was never seen again.
She just
Neither
killed
was
him in
that
the woods.
ranger, apparently.
20.
Okay,
Oh,
alright.
The ranger needs to eat. Fractal
You
does
at
not.
some point get turned around enough that you find a footstep that you recognize to be Sutha's.
I know that
Followed-
step. It's always behind me.
Followed shortly after by a footstep that could only belong to Kagaz. And so you follow
Fair
those
enough.
tracks.
Big foot.
Size 24 shoe.
Exactly.
You know what they say about a man with big feet?
Big
Got a
brain.
big X.
That's right.
Yeah, he's literally, you're walking around with Shaquille O'Neal, guys. So you start following those tracks. So you get there a little bit after Ned and Kagaz. But Ned and Kagaz, now is about the time that you come upon the cave with Sutha and Bellum.
You hear the
Hey.
sounds of like Iron Man 1 on the inside as Bellum's making prototypes.
Hey, Kagaz, what you doing here?
I'm doing what you asked. Find out to get.
I guess almost certainly like has tripped and fallen like multiple times trying to get up here, given how like narrow the place gets.
Okay,
You'll pain in the ass this trip.
it happens. I'm gonna assume that they're in there.
Yeah. Well, at least Sutha. But I imagine Sutha's a gal and knows her worth, so she found the other one.
Yep. Hello in there.
Bellum's head pops out. Boom. Oh,
Hey,
Hello.
Bellum.
back inside. I'm working on
Bye.
something.
Bellum.
Come in.
Our guy's gonna stick his axe in there and just ring it along the sides. Get the hell out of there! I'm tired of squeezing in places!
Maybe you need to go on a diet.
Oh,
What?
climb it up.
A diet! I ain't got fat! It's all muscle, baby!
Oh, guys,
And I'm about to lose that muscle, that's for fucking sure.
Are we still in the barrier?
Yes,
Probably not.
but you are very
Oh, really?
close to the edge.
Alrighty, so we're still in the barrier, so I'm good with him hiding. Are you still pissed off, or are you ready to come back?
You see, he's stepping out with his scroll case that he bought a while back, brimming with papers he's made. Slings it over his shoulder. And goes, I'm trying something. Here, I'll lead you all back down the safe way. And I don't know if you all came the right way. And he just, like I said, muscle memory. Just his feet follow the right place where he kind of just skips down the mountain.
You see a fire burn through the nearby bush. I hate the nature! And just a gout of green fire through the underbrush. He doesn't breathe, he's just pissed. There's an active acorn stuck in his eye socket. Fuck.
We'll all be. I think it's time for a certain ranger to make an apology so we can get this whole joke out.
I
of the way.
turn. You did this to me. It points at Bellum.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were going to come up the wrong way.
Of
There's a
course
much
I'd
easier
come up
path
to
this
get you.
way.
You're the
And he
only one
points
who I
down to a
respect
path.
besides Sutha and Kaga.
Bellum will
Anyway.
remember this.
Hold on now. You ain't gonna
August?
pretend like you didn't say that.
And Kagas, he muttered that one really quietly. Kagas. And he turns around and points at the ranger. Alright, you. Apologize.
I apologize for shooting at you.
Well, it wasn't just at, it was into.
Yes,
Okay.
I hit. Bellum, you know Naren well enough to know that this is just this is how they speak all the time to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. And so he's like, all
Is
right,
that enough for you, Lanky?
apology
'Cause,
accepted. Good shooting. Gives an awkward thumbs
Fractal
up.
seemed really fixated on the joke.
Where's your bow?
You see it slung
That
over
is why
Fractal's
I
shoulder.
am with the Warforged. He has my bow,
I would not give it back to her until she apologized.
which I had
You
informed
last
my
one.
See
commander
me.
since you were not present.
What was that?
Surprised you let yourself get disarmed.
That's me, baby.
Yeah, and gives Kagas the thumbs up.
Thumbs up back.
He gives a little bit of an impish grin, like knowing this is more of a subtle person, right? He doesn't have to lay it on thick for the jabs.
Oh yeah.
So just very subtly gives a jab at her by saying, "Oh, I'm surprised you let yourself get disarmed."
Oh yeah, no, they very much feel it. And they say, "Oh yes, your large friend is quite capable.
There.
I am surprised that you allowed yourself to get hit. Normally you are far more fortified."
My armor wasn't on at the time. I was trying to just be stealthy. Just
Clearly it did
No,
not
wait a
work.
minute.
Shooting
Stick to your strong suit. And in this case, quite literally, stick to your strong suit.
Yeah. Mm.
All
Bellum will
right,
lead
let's
him down
get
the
the hell
mountain.
out of here.
Oh, and another thing, don't mention where this is to anybody. Specifically you, and point to the ranger. It's the other half of the apology. Cool?
Don't mention this place. Very well.
Yes. Cool. Hop, 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 hop. And he's like, you'd think he was dashing down the mountain, but he just knows where he's
All right.
hopping.
So Fractal gives the ranger back her bow.
Did you do anything to it?
Nope, but I still have her arrows.
You will return those as well.
Looks at Bellum.
Bellum is not even looking back. He's continuing down the mountain.
Yes,
Oh, shit.
give them back. Jesus Christ.
Fractal-
How old are you? 4?
2.
You shouldn't
Everything
have
makes
accepted
so
a
much more
robot.
sense now. I did not
I am a
realize I
walking
was
Oh,
dealing
you'd
warrior.
be
with
I will
surprised.
burn these arrows.
He's a
Oh.
toddler that can spit fire. It's pretty interesting.
She said that to him?
Yeah.
Alright, he sets the arrows on fire.
Oh,
He eats the arrows. No,
Damn.
bitch made. I'm a walking furnace. Here's your fucking strap back.
While he's eating the arrows, Kaga's just doing worming his hands over the fire thing over his head.
You see a little notification appear over Naren's head. Naren will remember this.
Ned's gonna walk up to Naren, pull 20 arrows out of his quiver, and hand them to her. Sorry about the child.
Much appreciated. You see
Naren will
in
remember.
Naren will
a
remember
slightly
this.
different font, Naren will remember this. So that may come into play later.
Just gives a side eye at Ned. Just keeps walking.
Oh,
You do
no.
see that
We're
Naren
walking
keeps
fucking-
their bow out, but it's not like actively, just more of like if anything happens, they're ready. But they're not looking at any of you, they're looking in the surrounding foliage in case anything like jumps out.
God, why do you hate Fractal? He has done nothing to you.
Oh, he's done plenty to me.
What has he done to you? Exactly. Lay it out to me. What has he done to you that you aren't taking above character?
He is irritating as fuck.
You want to say something more coherent than I don't like him because he's bitching me.
No,
He also
he's
did
irritating.
pretend to be a divination wizard for like a month.
He doesn't know that. He's literally
Yeah,
only
Ned
one
doesn't know that.
Fair enough.
Ned
Yeah.
doesn't like him because he's irritating and he's very childish.
This RoboCop.
What are his thoughts on Kagas?
Kagaz?
Mhm.
Kagaz is at least useful and knows how to follow orders.
Don't say that out loud.
Oh, he won't. He knows better.
I literally cannot. This is above board now. I can't recall anything he's done actively to you or around you that would that would inhibit this, other than you're just taking shit above board.
Nope,
No,
these
it's
are
not
the-
above board. Fractal has been very irritating to Ned. He doesn't follow orders. He does whatever the fuck he wants, and he's just not conducive to working in a group.
Other than the times he's working
we got that.
with crafting, with
Not that.
researching.
We're just gonna argue in circles
Yeah,
about this.
we are. We go now.
No, Bill.
Yes.
Yes, Bill. Get him, Bill.
The speed of the GIF is what really sends it.
Living here. You know, I'll add to this. Here we go.
You have no idea who you're messing with if you think that's the horny. I am horny incarnate.
Shay, no.
Hey, YouTube, we
Yo!
fucking.
Hey, YouTube. I am afflicted. Know this
Aren't
for all of
we
time.
Truly, aren't we all? So
We
you
head
make
back
your way
here.
back down to the grove.
Fractal sprints after Bellum because he doesn't want to get lost on this fucking mountain again.
Nothing accosts you on your way back down.
Good. Christ. Free me from this green hell. The only good fire is green. Only good green is green fire.
We make it back. Hopefully.
You make it back.
Woo! Like pretty much by the end of it, I'm like latched on a Bellum. I don't like this place. Let me go. It's evil here.
What time do
You get back.
What time do we get back?
Probably at like 11 o'clock at night.
Raggy, I don't like it here. There's too much life and happiness, but also dumb people. I'm sorry if those are people you like, but fuck. I learned a cuss word. Good talk. Yes,
I
power
assume Bell
kill
will
on
talk to his mom or
his dad.
No, he's...
Hey, Mama. We're back. We got your son. And a bunch of other shit. I mean, stuff.
I need to look over who has what jobs, but basically, he's going around putting in work orders. Actually, first, no, he is going to the council. Are they still in meeting?
No.
Okay. He's going
It's
to...
been hours.
I think he's going to the home of Venkarel, the head.
Okay. The High Druid, the head of the council, and of the grove itself.
Armor on, obviously, and knock, knock, knock.
And
Do you want us here for this, or do you want us to piss off?
Follow. He
I kind of
opens the-
took the blame for everything, by the way.
Follow me in then. And he opens the door and waves you guys in.
Enter.
Yeah.
And he does.
Ned goes in.
Those Frackle.
Okay. Let me drag out who you see in front of you. Oh, I can put you back on the player's flag. I should have dragged you all to the mountain hideout. I forgot. Oh well.
Is it just a trend that everybody in this village is some pretty git?
Yeah.
Ain't got any war scarred nothings? Any badass? Nope. Oh, on the soap.
They are very sheltered.
Literally. Points to
Quite
the sky
literally.
bubble.
Yes.
Shame.
Charles Darwin weeps for them.
What, you're like the only one that wanted out.
Pretty much. Some occasionally wander in. I guess the most rugged one here who'd seen the world might be my mom. She actually isn't from here. She traveled into the forest and decided to
Are
stay.
you going to
But-
continue
Oh,
speaking in my doorway, or are you going to come in?
Yes,
he's already
I
spoken.
think the doorway is quite comfortable. I think we'll stay right here.
we go in.
By all
I've
means,
come
you
seeking your
have my
audience.
permission.
High Druid.
You have it, Bellum Calloway. Have a seat. She
I prefer to
gestures
stand.
to, then stand. I did wish
I've got
to
a
give
few
you permission to
questions.
sit if you wished it, but you may stand. I take no offense.
First of all, I need to know who all voted to have me sent out of the village.
You wish to know if your father was behind this.
No, I know he voted for me to stay. I need to know everyone who voted against that.
The older members of the council.
Names.
The DM
He doesn't
doesn't
seem
have this
threatening in his
prepared,
tone.
so the DM's gonna have
Okay,
to
then you can
get
just
that to you.
you can just say she says the names then.
She
They're
does.
less
She
important.
gives you a name. She gives you the names of, and they are. These
Is she on that list?
the older members of the Grove that are very against change and new ideas and new innovations, that are very much like, well, why can't things just stay the way they are? Everything's good the way it is. Nothing needs to change. It's
Makes
every
sense.
single person she names has that kind of vibe.
Okay. Is she on this list?
She is not.
Okay. He will explicitly ask her as
You
well.
feel fairly confident that she is telling the truth.
He will ask her directly too. How did you vote on my exile?
I voted for you to stay.
On
You're a
what
smart
reason?
young man, Bellum. You have a lot of new ideas, and I like those. I may not always agree with them, but I think it's important to at least hear everyone out. I don't like the idea of casting someone out simply because they are different. Now, I may be the head of the council, but it is still a council. If I am outvoted, I cannot simply overrule their desires. And we
He
were
takes off the
outvoted.
scroll case on his shoulder and sets it down. Boop. There's the answer to your problem.
May I?
He opens it and points it towards her.
Was she telling the truth, by the way?
I said you got the feeling, you felt pretty confident she was telling the truth.
Okay, I didn't hear
He
it. My
describes
apologies.
it to her as there's a scorned ritual site not too far from here. I believe it's inside the barrier, right?
It is, yes,
Or
I
out.
know of it.
With some reinforcements, and he points out the schematics, and some infusions on my part. Think we can utilize that ritual space to cause these extraplanar clouds to be routed and sent elsewhere. But there's one more question that we have to solve that Celestian doesn't know. Why
What
this
is it?
started. What called these things here, why this prophecy came to be, it's beyond his understanding. Some greater force affected it. And I, for one, would like to know why.
I would as well. It troubles me that Celestian does not know, but the prophecy does speak of obscuring the grove from Celestian's vision, so it does stand to some reason that things would be beyond his purview regarding this, specifically the cause. I don't know how much we know of this already. It could be something that Vakinal knows of in his duties as lawkeeper. Otherwise, I think it may be something we have to investigate.
I would like to go speak with Vakinal about it.
By
And
all
in the
means.
meantime, I would like you to bring this, and he points to the shopping list. I'm going to need these materials at the location. The sooner the better.
She smiles. Of course. I will be so pleased to tell all of those members of the council that voted you away that you've come back within a few months and the solution to all our problems, proving them wrong.
I wouldn't talk it up too much. I do still have to do it first.
That's right.
The fact that you've
That's
come
what we're here
with
for.
this in such a short amount of time. No one in the Grove has ever done something like this before. This is a full schematic. The only person that's ever come up with anything like this is your mother with her concoctions. The only reason the council members approved of those, a little bit because they were closer in age to her, but also because they were herbal in nature.
I would like to describe as well. These plinths are stone monoliths with etchings in giant runes along them, with a series of constellations etched into the long side on them, very much matching the defense infusion he does on his armor, as well as a few other constellations on the others, basically just combining to a defensive
There are also,
redirection of energy.
you notice that your hand was guided to inscribe a different sigil on each of the plinth rods. A specific one for each site. And you know which one goes
And
to which.
lastly, there is a note at the bottom of this shrine should be upkept regularly as part of its maintenance. This and any other holy sites are now to be regularly maintained and enforced to
Easily
prevent another
done.
situation like this. There's an entire battle plan on how to not only deal with this situation, but prevent further ones.
This is a
All of it
wonderful
hinging
plan, Bellum.
on the fact that it's not too late.
I believe that we may be just in time. She stands up, and if you allow it, she clasps one of your hands between both of her own.
You will.
Thank you for returning when Astus fetched you. I know this cannot have been easy for you, and I do apologize for what happened earlier at the council meeting. Although you should have known better than to try and break in, dear boy. But all is
I wanted
forgiven.
to know. I wanted to know
understand,
what was
and I
being
do
discussed.
not blame you. But it was a bit foolish, and I do have to give you a little bit of a hard time for it. But there are no hard
Well.
feelings, no punishments.
In all honesty, as I was walking down the mountain back here with these plans, I decided as I walked in the door whether or not I was going to give you these plans or let the village deal with its fate.
Honestly, if you had let us deal with it, I wouldn't have blamed you. I would have been sad to see my home and what became of it. But I don't think I could have blamed you. But I do thank you for what you are doing, what you have already done.
I appreciate it. And don't lose those plans. They are the only copies I have of them, and
I
redrawing
will
them will be a
not.
pain.
I will guard them with my own life.
He nods and is going to go out towards Bacchanal.
Vacinal. Alright.
Yeah.
You find his house easily enough. Vacinal is... The best word I have to describe him is, dopey.
Oh, bless.
Look at that precious little baby boy. His house is full of books, and you gather that this is just kind of the house. He decided to live here because he likes books, but it's basically like the lore keeper's office, and he just kind of made it his house. Because he said, free books? Yes, please.
Bless.
So you approach his house. You see that there's candlelight inside.
He knocks and opens the door in kind of the same motion.
Oh, hi! It's good to see you.
Hey, Bacchanal. We'd
He
like
waves.
to discuss some history.
My favorite subject. You've come to the right place. Sit down. Can I get you anything? Would you like some tea? Would you like some water? Would you like some milk?
I'm actually good. He pulls out his alchemy jug. Would you like anything?
Oh, no, I'm all set. I have my books, but thank you. He has like a little mug of tea that looks comically small in his overlarge hands and sips it.
Bellum will also take out 2 books and hand them to him.
Oh, what are these?
They are the books he bought. There's my sheet lags as I scroll down. These. Oh, sorry, just the one book. It's the creators and their descendants.
Oh, yes. We have one
You have a
of
copy
the
of them.
section that's just on... Well, we have the section that's just on Celestian and the other deities in the Court of the Moon. But the full book is... I have not yet read all of it. I'm going to enjoy
slides it
reading
over. Consider it in addition to the
you.
collection.
His eyes light up. Thank you. He kind of hugs the book.
And let's hope that bought us all some advantage on these persuasions.
It certainly did.
he's going to tell him the story of how he found this note that it had detailed the prophecy, and that he's looking for answers of what these creatures are and why they're here.
As you start
Why
to
the
tell the
curses-
story, Vakinal stops you for a second and then pulls over a book, like a journal, and quill and ink, and begins writing everything you say.
Perfect. So he continues then, telling him everything they've been through, and then he follows with the questions after after Bacchanal has a moment to,
Okay.
write
I
down
have it
everything
all
he said.
recorded.
I would like to figure out what these creatures are, why they're here, and while I have a plan already for how to deal with them, it doesn't answer the bigger questions.
Okay. So the creatures. Let me see. He gets up and he goes to one of his bookshelves and he pulls out a book. And on the cover of that book, you see what looks like a drawing of a strange round figure with a large mouth full of teeth and one eye, and then eye stalks that each have several eyes. What looks like a dwarf wielding a warhammer, and either a human or an elf, you can't tell, the ears are obscured, swinging a sword, fleeing from this creature, and it says Compendium of Creatures.
Lovely.
In case no one caught it, he's holding the monster manual.
I thought I recognized that.
Yeah,
But
clown.
he's holding the monster manual called the
I was like,
Compendium of Creatures.
I recognize this description, but what book was it? I'm like, it's not the Player's Handbook. It's not the Dungeon Master's Guide.
No, it's the monster
There it
manual, 'cause
is.
it's the Compendium of Creatures. That's the joke. He flips through and he kind of goes to an index in the back that has some like reference words. And he flips through and he goes, well, I mean, if they're creatures made of lightning, they could be lightning elementals or some form of storm or lightning or thunder elemental. They sound elemental in nature. If they're made of an element, it's what an elemental is.
That seems plausible, but I'm looking more for what could have caused them.
Oh. Well, unfortunately, that could be any number of things. That could be an incursion into their elemental plane or one of their adjacent elemental planes. They could have been summoned for some sort of purpose. They could just be naturally occurring because of some other sort of celestial nonsense that we're not aware of being in the grove. Unfortunately, that's not something that's going to be in a book, because with these things, there's never just one specific catch-all cause. It's sort of situational.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would be one I would have to research more by, like, actually seeing them. Going to the place.
I would
But
like you
yeah.
to begin this. I don't have anything of the council's backing, but this is suspicious to me. I need more.
Okay.
So even if it's not anytime soon, I would like... I need more information on what's caused this. Doesn't add up
more
to me.
information is always good. It's my favorite thing in the world. I'll do what I can to get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have some preparations to make. And I appreciate your help. You may hear me pop in every now and then with more questions.
All right.
Enjoy the book.
I will,
And
thank
Bellum
you.
will
And
go-
immediately he like blots the fresh ink with sand and immediately starts reading.
Amazing. Bellum will then go to his house and start preparing the logistics of what he needs, like getting his tools ready, like parsing things out.
Okay. As you go to your house, you open the door and your mother immediately is on you with a big hug. Oh, thank goodness you're okay.
I just had some things I had to work out. I'm sorry.
Your friends told me you fled after what happened at the council house, and was just so worried.
I had to go away for a little bit. I'm sorry. I had to work on some things and ask a few questions of someone.
But you're okay?
More or less. I'm still recovering, and I have a lot of thinking to do over the next few days, but right now I'm trying to save my home.
Of course. As long as you're okay, that's all I care about.
I know, Mom.
It's about now that
You
as
know,
she releases you from the hug, your eyes travel over her shoulder and you see your father.
Bellum stands up and looks him in the eyes. Father?
Bellum.
So, first question. Why pretend like you weren't trying to get me to stay in the grove?
I could not. The council's decision had been made. It was final. You could not, would not have been allowed to stay. My feelings on the matter were irrelevant.
So
That
why
was
put
made
it on yourself?
abundantly clear to me.
Why claim that it was... Why frame it like it was just you who needed me gone?
I didn't want you to see the Grove as a villain. Something to be detested. Or worse, destroyed. Not that
I'll
you
be
would
honest.
personally destroy it, but... Though it would cost me dearly, I could bear your hatred if it meant that there was the possibility that you would return. But if you thought that the Grove as a whole had cast you out, I feared I would never see you again.
He smacks him upside the back of the head. Do you really think I'd leave you and Mom here to just deal with all this? At the very least, I was going to get you all out. And he goes in for a hug.
He is, you feel as he hugs you that he's just crying.
He's what?
Crying.
Oh, bless. Bellum also picks him up like he did his mom.
Ugh.
A little bit of too high of a hug. It might be a back popper too.
Yes, but it feels very good.
He sits him down. Now, the Archdruid Venkarel has been given some plans by me to deal with the situation. She's probably going to call a council meeting.
You have a plan already.
I've been working on these idle ruminations for a few months now. I just saw the proper part to make it all fall into place. I've been looking for this stuff for a while. But, if you want to, make it sound like I just came up with it in 10 minutes, that's fine by me. We can go... nobody else has to know I've been doing this 2 months, Makes a better story. And gives a little chuckle.
You have always loved a good story.
Well, claps his hands
Who
together.
knows? Maybe it will sway the elders if they believe that it was some divine revelation granted to you by Celestian.
Well, that happened too, but it was only part of the equation. His
I am
voice is
somehow
very
more
different than I
astounded
imagined
than
it.
I was before.
Anyway, lost in thought. I keep dragging my friends around town. Oh, by the way, meet the friends.
What?
Speed round. Cogas, Dead, Fractal, Sutha. Rolls are. Meaty,
Got punched
Sneaky,
in the face.
Burning, and Nice.
Burning.
Oh.
Cool.
Excellent.
Anyway, gotta go.
Be safe.
turns. You all see Bellum is starting to get into. He's got a low charisma to begin with. The charisma score is dropping as his relative int is climbing at the moment, as he's doing equations in his head as he's moving.
He crazy one, that one.
And
I've
you
been
all
kind of
get to just
crazy, like, and missing a bit of brain functioning, but more like crazy as in won't shut his mouth.
yeah. And Bellum is just going to kind of wait for these materials to be gathered.
Yep, you
Continue
get them
idle
within the
preparations.
next day.
Okay.
Do we get a long rest?
Yes, you do.
It's gonna get more spells.
Oh, all my runes back. How beautiful.
I have crimes to commit.
And
Hey,
Max
Supa.
and Surge. And some of my giants might.
Take back Mind Sharpener, Sutha. You have it back.
Oh, thank you.
Zoo.
Actually, never mind.
we
on that,
never
sorry.
did. We never did go to the Enchanter Rose Lloyd or was
That's
her
what I was
name,
going
right?
to say.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I'm
could
going to
very
put
much
an
go to the
infusion on-
enchanter.
Okay, I was gonna say if we don't, I'll put an infusion on Kagaz's armor so it stays
Magical.
magically. Yeah. Elsewise, I'll give one to Sutha. So,
Yeah, this is basically
I'll get mine fixed up. Give it to Soother.
Yeah, this next in-game day is basically going to be preparations.
I'll
Bellum
restore
is
my way to the enchanter.
There you go.
going to go with them with the pounds of Ankeg chitin.
Nice.
Shane, above board, would you rather have a +1 or acid resistance armor?
+1.
Okay. Because I this chitin that I need to make into something, and I think it would become acid resistance armor or shields very easily. Wait, no, never mind. Fuck you. I know what I'm doing with this. I would like to make a.
Okay. Bam.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a
Alright.
shield with it. Is there such a thing as a shield of acid resistance?
Probably not, but I mean, shield of resistance. You just make
yeah,
it acid
I think
instead.
so, yeah.
I know there's armors of resistance, but I don't know if there was a shield. I'd like to make one of those for Sutha, who has a
Yeah,
mundane
I'll just
shield.
try and let me find the information on armor of
Basically, it
resistance.
should just be a shield that while you're holding it and it's equipped, while you're tuned and equipped.
Yeah, I'm just
You have
gonna get the
resistance to
stats from
the damage,
armor
right?
of resistance.
Yeah.
And just oh wait. No, that's not it. Never mind. That just says armor and items. I was like, that has stats for a shield. Yes, because I was looking at armor and shield, such as stats for a regular shield.
Yep.
Those are just regular shield stats.
Take my head.
Do. Gotta find it. Armor of resistance. Where are the stats? Where are the stats?
I just wrote this fucking program and I didn't remember.
Okay. Yeah. So you have resistance to one type of damage while you are wielding this shield.
Yeah.
It's acid.
I'm assuming
Does count.
it
It
counts
does
as acid because it's an
count
onkeg. Oh, what'd you say?
Yeah, it had did it have
Oh,
acid or
yes.
poison?
It had acid.
Acid.
It had acid, then it would be
Acid,
acid.
yeah.
It melted
And it does count
my first hat.
Yeah,
it does
then
count
it's
as magical, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's magical. It's
Alright.
mage.
And so, what do I need to make to craft that first? And then I'd like to see about if I could change the attunement of resistance to another type.
A leatherworking check.
No.
Yes.
No, not with the chitin.
Yes.
With the chitin.
Well, it's
I
kind
have
of like a strap to his arm, you know. Yeah.
Hey,
Huh?
Yeah, but
wouldn't
that
really-
doesn't mean that it's a whole check of just working leather. That means it's the leather working is a little piece of something else.
Damn it,
These
Liv! I
different
thought you were all
tools.
aboard torturing Connor. Come on.
I
No,
usually
shake my
am,
head.
but like, I was not
Just
expecting.
for shits and giggles, here's the leatherworkers check. Yeah, that seems about right. She already said it's not going to be leatherworkers, so
Huh. It.
this is
I will
ironically
give you this,
when it
no
does
matter
nothing.
what, it has really nice straps.
You know, perfect.
Really nice
Takes
straps.
its
No, I'm
time.
just trying to fit. This is me just going. What tool would this fucking be?
Well, I have proficiency with all of them, so
I know. I'm just trying
You
to figure out what it would be.
Well, in most video games, working with
Shoes?
chitin
Yeah.
is generally leatherworking.
Oh.
that
Even
or
though it's
smith's tools if
solid?
I'm like nailing together plates, like you would make
It
plate
does
mail or
say
scale
it's the
mail.
most versatile, and I do remember the chitin being for plate, so I'll say it's Smith's tools.
Okay. Enter dex based.
For this, because you're doing the enchanting on it, int.
Curse you, pseudo leather.
Damn.
It may not know, but the material knows.
Oh
Roll 20 knows your darkest
Lucky.
secrets.
Rage
I
against
feel
the
so
dying
bad.
of my tools.
man! I feel so bad.
I don't suppose I can assist him somehow with the enchanting.
Yes, please.
try to fix it.
Please.
Give me that.
Actually, no, wait, this is more smithing. Coggaz, get in there!
Somebody assist him. I'll give it to you.
Coggaz.
Please.
This is closer to it's your ballpark, buddy. Get in there.
26.
Okay,
It's
I have my
beautiful.
Smith tools. They're at advantage. Oh well, they're double my proficiency, so it's expertise. What stat do you want me to do?
I was just gonna say you assisted him and gave him advantage, and he got a 26.
Okay, yeah, that works. That works.
That works.
That worked.
Okay. Now, what do you want to try and change the resistance to?
Thunder or lightning, Sutha? Which would you prefer? Bellum is asking you.
Thunder or lightning?
Lightning probably has a tendency to be stronger in raw damage. Thunder's usually AoE.
I'm leaning on lightning
not
about
meta
lightning,
perspective.
because there was some small lightning creatures and one big thunder lightning creature.
Yeah,
And
they
they
had
wouldn't
immunity
want
to
to
both. They had immunity to both thunder and lightning.
Yeah, they
And
did.
considering that every time you hit them with a melee attack, they reflect lightning, you
Yeah,
probably
it was
want
doing.
to.
You will remember it was doing
lower
lightning
it.
damage every time you hit
Then
them
I
with a
think we
melee
should do
attack.
lightning. Unless you have another type you want. If you're really feeling spry, I guess we can put something like psychic on there, but
No, lightning probably be good.
It'd
Yeah,
probably be
lightning.
better to do lightning. Just
yeah.
over psychic.
So lightning. I don't know. I've got a feeling. No. Yeah, I'll try and change it to lightning damage.
Bards in here.
I'll call that Tinker's Tools intelligence. Because now you're just kind
Now,
of feeling
God.
with it.
God help me if this does it too. Storing his power.
You are
Like
so
Thor,
fucking
lightning
lucky,
strikes
dude.
the tools.
You are so fucking lucky. It was a really high DC because that chitin is already super infused to acid, but you got a natural 20 and a natural 4. It's lightning, baby.
32. Like Thor, lightning strikes. And the attunement is changed.
Yeah.
And there is a symbol of Saloon etched onto the shield that he got from the book.
Yeah, she'll take the time to switch her holy symbol over, which was on her original shield. She'll switch it over.
Cute.
Bellum has engraved it for you on it.
Adorable.
Okay.
Because he had the
Gotta
book on
love
the
friendship.
symbols. As he hands it to you, he goes, I know you don't have to pay back good advice in friendship, but I like gift giving. Call it my love language. Here.
Take it. Okay.
Very well.
So we have the shield made.
How's Gargas's armor coming?
Kagaz.
I ain't even visited the damn person yet. Give me a
I know.
break.
You want me? Can I try?
To
Is that even
enchant
something
more?
I can do? Yeah, just like
Do you have
it
any
enhance
sort
it.
of proficiency with artisan's tools?
What artisan tool would that be? Because if not now, that's something I could probably look into.
It's definitely not cartographers. To enchant armor, I would say it's probably tinker's tools.
There's not an enchantment set or enchantment tools.
Not that I'm seeing on here.
Although I think
Most
there
likely
should
not.
be. There's not.
Crafting
There's
system
shit.
magic item. I don't know how to proceed then. If it's Tinker's,
Figured I was just gonna visit that one git telling about the enchanting.
they better damn well
Well-
have Tinker's tool proficiency.
Rose
So do
Lloyd,
I.
yeah.
So do I.
Or I'm gonna be salty.
So you want to go talk to Rose?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get this over with.
Yeah, so you find there's a simple blacksmith shop. And you see a Furbolg man hammering away.
Hold on now, that's not how you swing it. You gotta put more grit into it.
Bang with your chest.
You trying to tell me how to do my job?
Maybe. And if I am,
Oh no,
I'd want to know who you are,
that's
for
a danger.
starters.
you're looking at Cargaz Ironjaw, the toughest git on the continent and probably the world. And I'm a hell of a smith.
What
Probably.
kind of a smith?
He looks down, he points at his armor. You see this beauty? That's all me.
Nice work. What do you need from me then?
Well, them gits out there that I'm battling for one of your friends, one of your other furbolgs, they be tearing through my armor because it ain't got no magic infused in it. So, I gotta find a way to do that.
I can do that for you. We don't
And the
really do
price?
things with money here. So in exchange, he's kind of sizing you up, looking
That's
you up and
nice.
down.
Uh-oh. Wah, wah.
I want to test your skills.
Yeah,
That's how I like it.
It's always Kaga, isn't it?
What's the test now?
All right.
Test one after the other. Here we go.
Yo.
So he leads you to there's like a fighting, like a sparring pit in the grove. And he
This ain't what I really expected.
Mud
Oh, you're
wrestling,
about to
boy.
make me test my smithing skills since I just talked a load of shit. But this works.
No, I want to see how you fight. I want to see what kind of enchantment I need to put that on that armor of yours.
What you think this big motherfucker's for? He's gonna spin the axe up in the air. I'll get in there. I'll get down and dirty. And I'll rip people apart. That's what.
Good to know.
I gotta make myself.
Let's see how that works. And he unsheathes from his back a great sword and assumes a battle stance. All right,
Let's
then.
go!
Let's go. And that's where we're gonna pick up next week.
Perfect.
Yeah!
Oh, I'm
God,
so excited
this-
for you to see this guy.
Bellum, respectfully, I want to burn down like a third of your village just to make a point.
Oh, that's a val. I knew this was coming. You all are so incongruent. Bellum's just quiet. He's
Yep.
like all these people. He just doesn't say stuff.
So also, if there's anything you need preparation-wise, you have the week to think about that. Anything else you think you might need to make or create or look for or think about before you go out to start constructing these plinths? You know, just with how things have gone, you gather that there might be some resistance when you're building the lightning rods.
As in from creatures or villagers.
Creatures.
Okay.
It
Hey,
feels safe to
villages
say
and
that.
creatures.
I didn't know if the villagers are gonna be like, I don't trust him.
Oh,
In my
no. This is very much
Bellum
the thing, is
very
if
much-
the council says something, unless it's something, like, actively harmful, then people will be like,
Oh, I
"Alright."
meant the council members, the old fuckers, who are gonna be like, I don't trust it. Which, by the way, that is why he went to tell his father. He was giving him a chance to go gloat on them, and was like, "Okay, this is happening."
I mean, technically,
You have
I
your
can't help you,
fa-
Bellum. Just
You have your father and Ven Carell show up being like, guess what, bitches? This
Exactly,
guy's
that is-
cool. Oh yeah,
That's
no,
why
they're both
Connor
gonna
had
show
Bellum
up
do
and
that.
clown on the council. They're absolutely
Just-
gonna clown on the council.
Good.
Just,
All according to plan.
just show me where your ancient burial ground is, and then I can aid you.
Oh, we actually all get cremated to avoid necromantic rituals.
Fuck!